grip. Hit her with the hammer time, too legit to quit. Keep bouncing, girl, keep bouncing. Keep bouncing, girl, keep bouncing. Keep bouncing, girl, keep bouncing. Keep bouncing, keep bouncing. Jump, 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 jump. The Mac Daddy make it hard. Jump, 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 jump. The Mac Daddy make it hard. 88 bunny, 88 bunny. 88 bunny, 88 bunny. 88 bunny, 88 bunny. I make the bounce on the
for employment one time, and then that's when I filed my unemployment. Bro, when I tell you that they stopped my unemployment like 4 weeks in and made me come down to the office, they made me upload my resume, they made me apply to jobs, they gave me a packet full of like websites where I could learn Word, Excel, Linux, Apple, and iOS and Android systems. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I've never experienced no shit like this in my life,
and yet these niggas still can't speak English.
Which is doubling back to the conversation I was having about life insurance and zip codes and shit like that. We can say, yo, go get whole life. But for a family that doesn't even make enough money to be able to afford insurance that is beneficial enough for their family, God forbid the breadwinner dies, they charge us exorbitant rates, bro. It is insane. They literally charge us as if we were parasailing or bungee jumping or shit like that.
The thing about it is our people really don't know how money works. And,
that part. That part.
And I know that because I went to white high school for 2 years. I went to Paramus High School. So the curriculum, I always talk about this, what they had gave access to my junior year. I learned more. I learned more in high school than I did in college. Those 2 years, I took economics, right? Like actual economics, psychology, sociology, philosophy, communications and media, right? Those were all college courses, right? They were available to us as 11th graders, right? You look at, I went to THNK, we didn't have none of that shit.
Nope.
We had none of that. But what was different was the teaching style. They actually encouraged you to question in the white high school. They encouraged you to think critically, right? Whereas they were in
critical thinkers.
In black high schools, they're raising us to be factory workers. They're raising us to be zombies. They're raising us, this is what it is, right? It was just completely different. So when you look at that,
I'm going to objectively.
I don't know if that was a breath from the weed or just because you were just like,
oh no. I listen to everybody, bro.
Kind of push back on that point a little bit, just a little bit. I understand what you're saying, and I went to a white high school too. Okay, I'm not gonna say it.
I kind of know the high school. Go ahead.
Wait, can we get an area at least?
Same area.
Bergen County?
I'm a Bergen County baby.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to, you know what I mean?
Fair lawn.
Huh?
Fair lawn. Yeah.
Jesus.
Bing, bing, bing,
right.
bing, bing.
Okay.
Really? Yep.
I thought it was Bergen.
No.
That's crazy.
Oh, you actually, I'm a part of Bergen.
Nah, my uncle used to coach for Fairlawn, so they weren't, how I was treated in Paramus was very different than they treated black kids in Fairlawn.
Very racist.
Yes.
Fairlawn was right next door to Hawthorne.
Okay, so hold on.
That's true.
Okay, hold on. Let me slow your roll.
Wait, hold on.
I understand.
Wait, hold on. I gotta start this shit at one point, and it's great. But I just know I got 4 personalities up here. But 4 niggas that run 4 podcasts up here.
That's crazy.
I'm the only person that doesn't run a podcast. I am a guest.
I did podcast with you, bro. So stop it. Like, you did.
Where is it?
Is it wherever you put it, bro? Like, anyway, continue. I just wanted to put that factor in. Go ahead. Or do you want me to start it?
Yes.
Let's start it up.
You sure?
We'll get to it.
Bro.
Yeah,
you sure?
Yeah, for sure.
We'll flow. It'll go where it needs to go.
All right. You good? Got your water?
I'm groovy, bro.
All right, everybody's good. That's what I want to know. Bang, bang, bang. 2 mics, 3 cameras and shit like that. All right, folks, you know what it is. We back better than ever. You know, got some special guests here. Just about everybody that's here has been on this podcast at least once. This is your 3rd time, sir.
Yeah, yes,
this
sir.
is your 2nd time, sir.
Right.
And this is your 2nd time, sir.
Yes.
You know, what I wanted to do, I have one of my favorite guests here, Myrie. He's one of my old friends from school, and he's always been a genuine motherfucker. He's always been up front, and lately he's been doing his thing on the comedy circuit, you know, and he's been touring, and he got some more shit coming up. Last time we were here, we was talking about, you know, the man on the street and making hermaphrodites great again. That's what we gonna talk about. That was like one of my only comedy jokes.
That's crazy.
It stirred up some shit, so I was just like, yeah, let's keep it going. But anyway, we'll get to that later. But you know, right now, my co-host with the most, always rolling up, always smoking that dope, Bumpy 103. You know, he ain't here today, but he's on his own tour. He's in New Orleans. He's got something going on out there. He's grinding. So I had to bring another co-host with me. You know what I mean? This is one of my newest brothers, newest friends. He's great with this podcast thing. He's like-minded. He's very thoughtful. He's very insightful with what he talks about. You know what I mean? He has his own pod called the THNK podcast with no I. Right? Correct. Yeah, we got to make sure they know that.
For sure.
No I podcast. And he's been grinding with that. So we kind of collabing and helping each other out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, Mr. Hughes. How you doing, sir?
I'm thankful, bro. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm trying to get moving. You know what it is. And I have one of my other co-hosts in the cut. You know what I mean? Family. One of the first people to talk this podcast shit to existence.
Just a person.
He's known out here sometimes. He's been called all types of wild shit. I have been too, you know what I mean? But he's just a passionate brother. You know what I mean? Mr. Fly Tie himself with Fly Tie TV. What's going on? I'm sorry, I get it.
Wait, so do you have a show or don't you have a show?
He does.
No, I have an alter ego.
You have an alter ego?
Yes.
See how you put the shades on just now?
Okay.
So like,
okay.
My real name is something, but I really go by Tasman TV.
Yeah, he goes like everything he does is Tasman TV. I've done
TV.
podcasts with him.
If I get drunk enough, I will talk in third person and I will just dress
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit go like this, and you know Tasman TV go like this.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So he's his own personality.
That's fun.
Copy.
You know what I mean? And like I said before, you know, my guest Andremyriecomedy.
What up, man? Great to be back, bro.
I appreciate it. I'm glad you hit me up.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like, I don't care how big wherever comedy takes me. Like, when I want to come get shit off my chest, I'm gonna come to podcasts like this, man. Like,
appreciate it. You've been doing podcasts. I've been checking. You've been making your rounds.
Been popping, man. I've been doing them things, but I'm always come back to these spots, bro, because like it's always love. It's a quote unquote safe space, bro. This is where you know what I mean. You don't
comfortable.
You don't not fuck with podcasts like this, man. And seeing the growth too, man. Like,
appreciate it.
I remember where it was at when you started, and I see what you've done. Continue with it, and it's inspiring the consistency, bro. Like something I've lacked. Consistency in terms of
that's what at certain times I have lacked, but I have to try. You know, we have that time.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's it. So yeah, I'm always gonna fuck with this.
And you have a podcast that you just rebranded, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It used to be the Almost 3K Experience.
Yeah, you kind of put that persona to the side for the time.
Yeah. I think, I really am Andremyriecomedy, bro.
Yeah.
So I think my comedy is just indicative of that. People are really getting to know me and my material now.
That's what's up.
So you know what I mean? There's no real, I don't really have to hide behind
status or a brand that you make up.
It's less bravado. It's more me.
Just more you. I appreciate that.
dope.
I appreciate that. And the new podcast is just another
podcast.
You straight to the point with
that. Yeah, because I mean, we're so many podcasts now, and I was like overthinking. Like, I just don't want to sound like every podcast, but like I can't because we unique. So we just another podcast, man. Like
1,000%.
If you want to fuck with it, you want to fuck with it. If you don't, you don't.
Got you.
I just have a question. How do you feel about seeing a podcast maybe shed light on things that you don't agree with and you were a prior member to that podcast? Would you go back onto that podcast? Would you maybe go back on that podcast and shed light on a different perspective?
Yeah, I'll be real with you. Yeah, if what I don't agree is being articulated well, it's thoughtful, they genuinely believe it, right? I'm gonna give them the ability to have that opinion. But I would absolutely go on that podcast because that's what it's for. The conversations need to be had. I think you can't have a successful podcast if everybody you bring on agrees with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's boring too.
That's true.
Not moving. You
know what I mean?
So, follow-up question. Let's say it's a racial issue. And maybe you were cool with somebody on that podcast. And that person was acting a tad bit coonish and agreeing with quote-unquote said host. How would you feel about that?
I would check him on the podcast. I would call him a coon on the podcast.
Okay.
I'm a comic though, so like I deal with motherfuckers who I deal with racist comics all the time, but they're hilarious. Like there are comics, white comics, black comics, who really mean the racist shit they say.
Yeah.
That shit is hilarious. But like also, you also gotta be able to stand your ground in your opinion. Like comedy taught me to give everybody a space to have their opinion. But I also taught me to be, I can tell you, I think you're wrong and you dumb as hell. Right? And you can tell me the same thing. We can agree to disagree. Because I might agree with you on something completely different that has nothing to do with that.
So let me ask, because this is actually a topic in itself sometimes. What is defined as coon behavior?
Ooh, that's a good concept.
Because everybody has their different definitions. Some people think that code switching in a certain room is considered being a coon. Others would consider it being borderline minstrel show type. You know what I'm saying? So what do you consider it?
I feel like coon behavior, because I called it out. Coon behavior is allowing a person that is non-black talk about culture in a black media space or a black space in general. Like the white girl or the Spanish guy that's in the club that says nigga. Sometimes it's okay, but sometimes you look at him like
I'm raising my hand in my own podcast.
That's hilarious.
What is what I've come across with all this stuff I got here? Black people, as just black people, feel entitled. So what is a black? No. Let's be clear. What is considered two things? What is considered a black space? Number one, and number two. Do any other culture have to deal with being called coon or something in that like-minded to their own self? You know what they do? You know what other cultures do? They do what their culture does. And they don't give a fuck about what the white man thinks. Being called a coon means you only give a fuck about how the white man looks at you. And if we get past that, then we don't have to be worried about being coon or minstrel or sambo.
That's why I kind of asked that question, because we kind of got to get to the root of what
it is.
Behavior is.
I don't think cooning can be passive aggressive. So I think a lot of times, where cooning gets fucked up and how people define it, it's you interpret how somebody's body language or behavior based upon what's going on, right, makes you feel, and it may be coonish. You don't know what that person's thinking. I think cooning is a thing because you can verbalize some shit where it's like, I know you don't believe that. You're only saying that to appease this white person, right? I think it's way more blatant than people try to call it. I don't think it's a spectrum. I think cooning is cooning. think they try to put cooning on the spectrum. I don't think it is because it becomes passive aggressive.
But do you understand where I'm saying where no other culture deals with this?
Yes,
no,
they do.
no. But I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you.
White people do that all the
I'll be real with
time.
you. No. You're absolutely right about that. But no other culture is niggas, right?
I know.
But listen. There's a gift and a curse that comes with being
bar, bro. No other culture is niggas, bro.
We are that.
Yes, but they excel the people that try to be niggas.
We gotta stop getting away from the uniqueness of our experience. Our experience is unique from everybody else for a reason, good and bad. Right? We are uniquely special. That's why we are the most criticized, but that's why we elevate to the heights people can't. Like it's the gift and the curse of what comes with the melanin, bro.
I got you.
So it's like don't. We got to get away from like, yo, we're not supposed to be like everybody else, bro. So there's going to be certain terms that are used when it comes to our culture that just is what it is. Cooning is a thing.
So is there?
But it's not passive. You can't be passive.
So is there a black space per se?
Yes.
Okay. If there's a black space, what are the rules in that black space?
Nigga shit.
All right, nigga
Period.
shit.
So you know what that is, though.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, like
anything. Anything. And what I'm saying is anything that's black. There's no particular way to be black, right? There is an idea where people say this is not black. No, anything that is a black person experience is being black. It's a black experience.
So I think like the question that is trying to be specified though is like, again, what is a black space? Is it the spades games and the dominoes?
Because that's become now we're attaching ourselves to the stereotypes and the caricatures of ourselves.
No. We accepted everybody to be our culture, and that is the problem.
What I'm saying is this.
No, that's fine. But at this point, because we invited Dick, Wan, and Wong, and Jane, and Doe, and everybody to the barbecue.
Richard is a much. No, I understand, but yeah, Richard is way better. Richard is way better. A way to say that.
Because it's cool though, because we literally we went on Twitter and said, "Yo, Robert De Niro, he's invited to the barbecue too." Yeah. You know what?
But I like Robert De Niro. I don't think we have to.
That's what I'm saying. It's okay.
I get that whole invited to the cookout
for us to
we was all us.
I don't even subscribe to that. He's invited to the cookout. Like,
but this is what we did.
Niggas like him.
And he likes
him. We can like him.
And he likes niggas.
Allegedly.
We can like him.
He like black women. Yes.
Well,
and that's a very big. Yeah, that's a very big difference. We let because a white man is with a black woman, he don't like niggas.
You're right. He like nigga pussy.
He hate niggas low key.
And I wish it wasn't that way, but it's a very valid assessment.
It's the truth, man.
And so the reason why I'm asking these questions, bro, is because I don't disagree with anything that
I don't disagree with him either. I understand.
My only qualm is that I feel, and this is time back to when I was here last time, the shit that we are like trapped or caught up in and got us in a chokehold about what we own don't matter. Like, what matters about the black space if we don't got a black school?
Yo, listen,
go ahead.
You know what this all goes back to, and I only blame one person and one person only.
What's that?
And you know what, God, please don't take my life. Please, God, don't take my life right now. I got
He's hilarious.
He doesn't ever want to be on camera, but he always wants to pod like this.
I only blame this on one person, okay? And that's the person that sold hip hop. Because once she sold hip hop, she sold.
Are you talking about Bergen County royalty shit?
I
No. He's talking about.
I'm not talking about. Please don't say no names. About, bleep.
What's that light skinned nigga name?
That person.
Richard Simmons? No, not Richard Simmons. No, fucking Russell Simmons. Yeah,
no.
Russell.
Yep. You gonna say him?
Okay. I say that nigga. That nigga.
Okay,
Russell sold this the fuck out.
Hold on. Real quick.
He might kill me.
Hold on, because it's getting too. Relax. It's a tension horse, nigga. Relax here. God damn it. No. Yeah. I've done this with him on his shit.
Yeah.
And it's his shit. But you're a part of this shit now.
I know.
So just
shut the fuck up.
No, I ain't telling you to shut the fuck up. I'm just telling you to calm the fuck down.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's just get some.
Yeah.
order.
That was
Touche.
That was us. That was us going back to the plantation.
So
that was us going back to the plantation.
But again, bro, like while I share the sentiment when niggas get mad when they see white people with braids and shit like that,
the cornroll thing,
like I'm
the girl with the cornroll.
I don't give a fuck, bro.
Like I don't give a fuck about that, bro. Like right now, right?
They wear all the white women weave
because we really give a fuck about symbolism way too much, and that shit is not getting nothing done, bro.
Right
what
now,
is really happening?
Where I live, I'm fucked up because my babies, not my oldest one who's away at school, but like my babies range from age 2 to 8. Effectively next year, because of the way the city is and them not being on top of their game with the Department of Education or the Board of Education, my kids are gonna have to go to 3 different schools when it's time, bro.
Yeah.
That is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
On top of the fact that our children aren't being taught shit, bro.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Except having
your kids
niggas
go
in dresses.
To
no, they're in the Essex County school system right now.
Ooh.
That unless they're in West Orange, Milburn, Livingston, Roseland, the Caldwells, like their school system fucking sucks. So again, I don't give a fuck about braids right now. I don't give a fuck about braids.
We moved my nephew up here for that very reason, because my nephew was going to school. He was in Maplewood,
right?
Okay,
right, and it was the ideas of how the school system was being run. We moved them up to my grandparents.
They're failing our children, bro.
Yeah.
No. Can I tell you another thing?
Yeah.
Right. I blame because it was a time period, and I rest all those people. So many people who lost their lives. But there's a time period, right, where a lot of grandparents lost their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was, it was no financial literacy. That was the real time to get financial literacy. And I would say the time was probably 1997 to 2008. Right? A lot of people lost their grandparents. That was the first wave of people losing their grandparents. Right? And that's where I saw the demolish of THNK. I grew up in THNK, right? I shouted it out. I grew up in THNK. So a lot of my neighbors was just
everybody.
You know what it was with our grandparents dying though? It wasn't nothing passed down. Niggas built that from ground up.
Yes.
Most of the shit that when a grandparent died in those other families, that shit was set from generation to generation to generation. But you have to. It was just set up, bro.
Now we have Facebook and YouTube and stuff in our face to say, well, you take that house and you just put a loan on that house and buy another house.
Well, let's be real. Granddaddy had 2 loans on that house already too.
Not always.
No, most cases, bro. Most cases, when you do them title searches, bro, Granddaddy done took out that second mortgage for whatever reason. My fault, bro.
No. I was actually cutting you off. Continue, bro.
I'm just in a space where I've experienced the frustration, especially like with my parents and my grandparents, and being like, damn, why you ain't equip me to be better? Yo, my G, at this point, though, we gonna spend another 20, 30 years talking about what we didn't have versus the shit we arguing right now about Black culture when nothing associated with Black culture is generating revenue.
No. My thing is,
like,
I want to kill culture.
With the exception of rap music.
I want to kill culture.
With the exception of rap music, bro. So while I care about Black spaces, while I care about having a space that like
took more from us than
that's for us.
I want to kill culture.
The hip hop culture commercialized our culture. It
hip hop was pure, bro,
and it ushered everything to the point where they're having arguments now about what the FBA is and did so and so create this, and they were just a part of it at an earlier time. It's to that point right now.
We should start appropriating white culture then. Honestly,
we have. No.
To the level that it's.
You talking about real white culture?
Like, if that's the case, if we so caught up on Black culture, we literally need to start going losing. We need to start spending winters and Christmas and asking.
If I listen. You being North.
War is not the answer because Black people are naturally peaceful people.
Yes.
If we're being honest, the only way for this shit to correct itself is we'd have to go on a massive killing spree. I'm joking around, by the way, guys. I just want to say
He's
this
a
on camera. I'm
comedian.
joking.
But
we would have to go on a massive killing spree and enslave people to be able to catch back up to where
we would have to have. What would you say?
And that's the issue. It's like you have a group of people who are determined to make sure that the way things are stay the way they are, right? And the problem is they're willing to kill to do it. We're not willing to do that as a people.
I concur.
It's that's really the issue. It's like if
not enough of us.
If these people would if they just wanted to try to amass as much as they could for themselves and left us alone, we'd actually be fine. But the problem is there's a vested interest in making sure we are not going to take the foot off. That's the issue. And we're not willing to kill to do that.
My thought process on that is this. If black people are no longer the people to blame for criminality, for the way the system or America is, or whatever the case may be, they now have to look at what the real problem is going to be, which is a lot of the institutions that were erected, bro.
To kill black people.
To effectively just
everything that's ever happened to black people is what affects America to this day, right? The reason why people are
Yes, they are.
No, they are though. They're profiting off it actually more because you have so many more races. Listen, if they never created the war on drugs to try and eradicate black people, you wouldn't have a national issue with drugs, right? It's just
because America is all about drugs.
You feel me? That's all it is.
All about drugs.
And it was literally created to kill black people, bro.
The medical field, bro. It's all drugs.
Biggest drug dealers.
The reason why you even have poverty zones is because you created those for black people.
For experimentation purposes also.
And then all it just became now is that the people at the what's it called, elites and billionaires just saw a way to be able to capitalize off national poverty, right? It didn't matter who it was. That's why you have immigrants, right? There's less of them than there are of us when you're just talking about melanin and non-melanin. So they understood that, bro. It's just they really stick together in that mindset. They actually want to do this. Right?
So I was actually having a conversation with my coworkers today, and it's weird because
after this, I'm gonna
no doubt about. I was talking to my coworkers, bro, and today's my day off. It was weird, but I get on whatever, and we just talk sometimes. But we were talking about like Haiti and Dominican Republic, and like the weirdness behind the separation of the island. Hold on one second. But we like started like digging up the history and why one side of the island is favored for tourism versus the other, but the rest of the world is just taught to look at one group of people like they are prone to criminality. We literally just said America is founded on drugs, on gangs, on guns, on theft, on destruction of property. No, this is America that I'm talking about now. Like, it is weird for us to focus on the problem and not talk about the cause of the problem also.
Yeah.
But in that same breath, we can talk about the system and poverty and all of that shit, but we can talk also about black people who have been on Section 8 for 10 years. Nigga, what the fuck are you doing?
Same thing as Jewish people are.
Hold up, though. Hold up.
Living life.
Wait.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that. But Jewish people are utilizing that resource to build infrastructure.
No, they're allowed to do that. That's the difference.
It does. Bro, let me tell you something. There's nothing stopping any of us, right?
Relax.
From getting Section 8, having $400 rent. You can't tell me to relax. I'm a landlord and I was a tenant at one point. Can't tell me to relax, my G. The fastest way to get money in this country is either real estate, credit, or life insurance. Okay. Those are the three vehicles that'll help you get fastest to establishing wealth for yourself immediately.
I mean, that's the whole reason I'm going to comedy. Ain't about being famous. Comedy is about being able to develop enough revenue off of something that doesn't require my body to kill itself, so I can get into one of those three avenues, right? I'm not gonna be able to get into tech because if you're in tech now, you're not getting into tech to where it's at. People just gotta understand that, right?
R.I.P. to my man.
You feel me?
That's where they took him out.
I believe it. They've killed a lot of niggas who figured that tech shit out. You know what I mean?
You talking about somebody on? I don't mean to cut you off. You talking about somebody on Section 8, right?
I didn't say so many. I just said individuals who are on that system for 10 plus years and they have nothing to show for that.
Okay, hold on. Let's just say one person on Section 8, right? Because I know somebody in Section 8 fucked up, really fucked up, right? Let's say somebody isn't on down on that, right?
I'm chilling. I'm
interested in seeing what y'all niggas talking.
they have
I'm here, bro.
on Section 8, right? They have 3 kids.
Okay.
You can't make enough money to really live, sir. You really can't make enough money to really live. I'm gonna keep it up.
Depending on what your idea of living is.
Yo, listen, because I just was screaming. I was just screaming this the other day. I just was screaming this the other day.
2 things can be true at the same time,
and then I'm gonna keep it 100. And I don't mean to be on camera. And I'm gonna put on my sunglasses on this,
like
right?
that matters.
And the government
this nigga a fugitive?
got you.
No.
The government got you fucked
The
up.
government ain't got shit fucked up over there.
I'm gonna keep it 100. The government got you fucked up because you could now to be on Section 8, you could only make $22,000. That's the starting rate.
Okay.
That's the starting.
Wait, hold
makes
up.
$22,000.
And I'm gonna say this. When I compared what Section 8 and welfare being on there 10 years into the Jewish people, right? I'm only talking about Jewish women, right? This is exactly what they do. It's actually very prevalent in Tina. Hopefully, I don't get killed for telling this, right? But
I'm talking about Hebrew Hills.
you know what I'm talking about. All those women are on every piece of assistance you could have, and all their husbands are lawyers and doctors, right? But they are allowed to have marriage under their laws, right? Which don't require them, right? Exactly, but they still get the same assistances as married couples do.
You know what other cultures do?
Who?
I mean, you're not wrong, but you know what other cultures do who are receiving assistance and shit like that too. Like, let's take a step back and let's say they're not receiving assistance. There are foreigners who get married and keep separate last names. So that when it's time for them to do taxes or when it's time for them to do whatever it is that they need to do, they still can take advantage of those systems. The fact of the matter is this: I don't disagree that we are fucked up in terms of being disenfranchised and not being able
we just never were taught that.
Employed. But again, for somebody to, let's say that somebody's rent is $400, right? They only make $22,000 a year. So it's safe to say that they're left with at least $1,000 left over after they pay their rent.
He's not. No, but he's not. 2 things can be true at the same time.
I'm just asking questions. I'm not guessing your person or your friend's situation.
You're not wrong
that
because
is the case, bro.
You're saying if you actually made that money work for you, you could actually build something.
But because we don't have financial literacy,
exactly, because it's not. No, but it's the truth though, because you can take that and flip into something. You feel me? Like I've seen Black people do it as individuals. Culturally, we're just not taught to do that. We're taught to buy Jordans.
I told my man.
I'm not even.
I told my bro. Hold on 1 second. I told my bro the other day, right? We just got paid. Told my bro. I just say I was like, shit, man. I gotta pay myself first. He was like, yo, what you mean by that? I was like, bro, I gotta put a couple dollars away, not because I want to, but because if I got money for PSE&G, if I got money for T-Mobile, if I got money for Verizon, if I got money for everybody else who I have to pay, I got to pay myself first because without me, none of this other shit get paid. And he was like, wait, oh, damn, you got a point. That falls under financial literacy, bro, because in the same process of us teaching us to pay ourselves, we saving some dollars. It might be $20 a week, but $20 a week over 5 weeks is how much? $20 a week over 52 weeks is how much? You know what I'm saying? Like, we are not told to save a little, let alone save a lot. We was just talking about this, about investing. Like, if I got a check 10 years ago for $150,000, bro, the last thing that was on my mind, and not saying it wouldn't have been on my mind, but the last thing on my mind would have been to take 100 of that 150 and go put that shit away for my children. Or for me when I get old.
It's true.
Because I know I'm going to get old. Most times what happens, especially, I can't speak for anybody else in this room, but 10 years ago, I'd have bought my car first. I'd have got an apartment instead of buying a house.
Bought some Balenciagas.
I'd have bought some Balenciagas. Bro, 10 years ago, I was 31 and I was outside, Brody. Like, I'm telling you.
I was outside too, but I bought these during the panty.
I didn't know half of the shit that I knew now.
Oh, okay.
I ain't know half of what I knew now, bro. And I learned it.
This nigga was giving away money, bro.
Oh yeah,
none of the black people that I knew, none of the black people that I knew that had money was like, yo, bro, this is how you get up. Yeah, I was on your show last time talking about watching Susie Orman on PBS.
Yeah,
he was.
But that's the difference. Like I think I'm probably 1 in a million.
All right. With that said,
For sure. Yeah,
because I know how to do this shit. I listen. I've been doing this a while.
Oh shit!
I'm on some media shit. I know how he moves, and I operate on y'all too. I know how he's thinking, but I didn't even introduce this goddamn thing. It's probably half an hour in. But this is what we're gonna do now, fellas, because this is what happens when you get like-minded black men together in one room that have to get something.
You read, nigga. I rock with it. Y'all both read.
You know what I mean? But now, huh?
He's not happy yet.
Who's not?
He's saying you're not foundational Black American because you are African. No, he's not.
No,
He's
Jamaican.
Which I was even going to speak about because you categorize yourself as black, which I think is fucking dope. Yeah. Because most times niggas be like, I ain't black. What you talking about?
No.
But beloved, start the show, please, man.
I'm black as fuck.
Please start the show, my G.
I'm whatever the police treat me as, bro.
Whatever it is, that's some real shit. I fucks with you, bro.
Now, I haven't been talking as much, which is most people be like, wow, this nigga's quiet. But when I see other people say some shit that they know what they're talking about, the smartest thing to do is be quiet and say you don't know if you don't know. That's the smartest thing.
Touche.
So with that being said, like I tried to do before, this again is like the unstoppable, uncomparable, undeniable, almighty like the goddamn Avengers, AWP Attention Horse Podcast, episode 541. Andremyriecomedy Takeover Tour. I had to put that all together.
Oh, no. I appreciate you, bro, man.
Yeah, I want to put the brand so people know who you are.
First of all, shout out to Jay Darina for, allowing me to come share his platform with him.
Okay.
Over 9 million on TikTok. You feel me? That's how he's the one doing the tour. You know what I mean? And blessed me the ability to come out and come work with him. We've been all over the country so far.
You've been touring?
Yeah, we've been touring.
Yeah,
it's been fire, bro.
Nashville, Ohio, things of that nature.
Go to Cleveland, bro.
Cleveland,
it's popping. Yeah. You'd be surprised.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, don't listen to Joe Kim Noah, nigga. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Cleveland's fire, bro.
Okay. They have you believe in Cleveland is like
no. Cleveland's dope. We did Dayton first. We did a weed show out there actually.
Okay. Which
I'm gonna be real with you, I don't really like doing weed shows because.
So what's the difference? What do they do when it comes to these weed shows?
Weed shows, niggas be high, so like they be fried. So like sometimes if there's certain little things you try and do on stage that make the joke happen, niggas look at you and be like,
"Oh, they that high? They super high."
But if a weed show is run correctly, right, they're fun as fuck. This was a great weed show.
Okay.
This was fire.
Did you have like
Chase sold it
jokes and stuff to go?
Yeah. I have one weed joke. No, I'll do my set. Like I've been really sticking to my set because I'm working on my hour. Right, working on a new hour right now.
New hour because you had a special.
I had the special.
That's right. Last time you were here, we was building up to that. You were talking about.
I recorded it. Yes. It's expensive as fuck. I'm almost done paying for it. It'll be out this summer.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, since then we're working on new hours, so I've been sticking to that structure. And then you crowd work if you need to. It was dope as fuck. And then there's another weed show I did in Cambridge, Massachusetts, right? Which is called 420. I think it's 420 Club. It's fun. That's a great weed show too.
420 what?
I can't remember the name of it right now, bro. I'm high.
It's so
After you talked about the high show.
But yeah. So that was dope.
So all right. So last time you were here, like every time we go through it, like we talked about a lot last time.
Yes, we did.
I still had clips that just haven't
send them over, bro.
I have.
You sent me when I supposed to been post. I'm posting now. I'm posting.
Oh no, I got you. I'll give you the joints before I even put it up, so you can check.
Because there be gems on that.
Yeah. You drop a lot of gems. That's why I like. I like the dynamic, man. That's like how I like my comedy. Like some people like the slapstick comedy, the whatever. I like comedy that's funny but highly intelligent. Something that's going to spark your mind at the same time.
I like that kind of comedy where I got to think a little bit.
Yeah, because it's not like, okay, we've done the slapstick. We've seen that. And of course, if you do it good enough, it's going to be funny.
Yeah. I could see you in a Guy Ritchie movie. You got that kind of demeanor. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got that kind of vibe.
Thank you, bro.
where it's like, wait, what the fuck you just say?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, no, I tell people like if you see me on stage, I'm the exact same person off stage. I'm just a chill nigga who's gonna say some wild shit from time to time.
Yeah, that's pretty much his thing, man.
Yeah.
I told the story. I tell the story all the time when he comes here about the time that I got hella drunk at this club that he was at. And the niggas that were there that I quote unquote called my friends allowed my drunk ass to drive home, you know what I mean, by myself. But I didn't get into no accident or nothing like that. That's
a nasty word, bro.
No, it's because it's on video of me being drunk.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about your people's letting you go.
Yeah.
But to some whatchamacallit of them, they didn't. You know how you drunk and you just like.
And niggas was young.
Okay.
It's kind of like that, but still, they should have been like, "Yo."
And niggas was young. Niggas was young.
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
Yeah, we younger.
Not listen. I boom. So I just came back from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboy hat. Yo, Wild Cowboy, can you give that story?
Did you get that? Did you get that in Houston?
Yes, I did actually.
Them shits is not cheap, nigga.
It wasn't that bad. I'll tell you that.
You
It
had
wasn't
to
that
get
bad.
fitted, right?
It was if I could buy Jordan, you could buy a cowboy hat. I'll say that.
I know that's still not cheap. The boots, and you got the boots out there too.
I did, but I found out I can get the boots out here.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
We went shopping because I went to Texas before too.
Yeah,
and yeah, we went shopping for them shits. I was like, yo, so I didn't know them shits was hitting like that.
Nah, bro. Listen. Now that I got them, I might go get another pair of shit like that. Like I know,
facts. That's crazy. No. First of all, that's your personal style, and we at that age. Fuck
what
people.
Y'all think we not in high school?
Yeah, we really don't care,
bro. So look, I go to Houston, right? And me and my man like kind of had like a disagreement because he's like, "Yo, why would you say that?" But like, as a married man, I'm just like more times than none, I'm just a spectator, right?
No facts.
So these two young ladies come up to my man and they like just start hitting the weed, and I'm like,
right? Nah,
and
yeah.
we having a conversation, and ending the conversation, I'm like, yo, ladies, listen, going forward, be mindful about who you know what I'm saying? Unless you watching somebody roll the weed up, like,
facts.
Don't get Bill Cosby. Like, he like, yo, why would you, like, he say it to me later, like, yo, why would you say that to me? And I'm like, yo, bro, it's not about you.
No. You got,
I'm a girl dad now, bro. And I got sons, my nigga. Like,
people don't, that's just etiquette. People don't understand that.
And also, it is about you because you could catch something if she says something.
My G. We ain't even talk about niggas having herpes and all of this extra whoopty whoop. Like, you know what I mean?
1 in 5 people do, nigga.
And look, and while I'm not judging it, like, knowing that I was that person when I was younger, for me not to speak on it now, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, anybody that might hear that story and be like, yeah, it was funny, ha ha ha, but they still need to hear, nigga. You should never let your people.
This was recent, right?
My nigga, I just came back.
That's the evolution of being a man, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And even old girl was like, you sound like a father. I was like,
yes,
nah,
nigga.
I sound like a real nigga, bro.
You sound like a father, but you sound like a father, which is a good thing. Because if you wasn't a father, you wouldn't even think about that.
You know what I'm saying?
But think he still could have called. Something still could have.
You could have called it out, because you have that etiquette, right? But just because you have that etiquette, back then, if you didn't have no kid, because perspective is the drug, right? If you didn't have that kid, you wouldn't even been thinking about
1,000%.
You know what I mean? It would have just been you're just thinking about yourself. Like, I'm just not about to hit that.
Right.
Whatever you want to do, I don't know how y'all operate out here.
That part.
Now it's because you have the perspective of seeing your daughters in those two young women.
Yeah, I'm learning to see myself in any situation.
Facts.
Like, one thing that I'm learning and having conversation with a lot of people, bro, is that people don't really aren't concerned about shit as they, not necessarily as they should be, but like a little bit more until it hit their front step. Yeah. Niggas don't care about gun violence until.
Facts.
But that's everybody. Let's be clear.
Everything in life is funny unless it's happening to you.
Right. You feel me? But doubling back to that conversation about the black community.
When you see someone, I'm putting up the pink thing in October because of cancer, is because someone in their family.
Yeah.
It's not because they trying to be.
Yeah, most people don't have empathy outside of self. Like, we're taught to only consider what's in our oculus, you feel me?
Correct. So, which is like circling back to the point that we were talking about what we're currently mad at within the black community. Like, shit like that should be, you know what I'm saying? Considering sex trafficking and all of that, it's like some real shit. Like, we can't glorify the pimp, and then when niggas is talking about human trafficking, we just like, not knocking nobody who got
no.
lifestyle. Pimping is your lifestyle, bro. I ain't here to judge you, but like,
but that's where it goes wrong. because we always have to say, because I'm not that there's anything wrong with that, but when you're saying there's something wrong with that.
But
that's where it happens.
Here's where it gets sticky.
I'm just saying hypothetically.
For sure.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets sticky though, because like you can't, like I said, perspective is the drug. Because the way we talking about the person who's not going to talk about it, the person who's actually on ground zero dealing with it is looking at all these niggas sitting around doing this.
Like, why y'all quiet?
Spreading awareness. Like, all you doing is talking. Come over here and do what we doing.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
it's
right.
Like everybody growth is going to be what it is. Like, it's your responsibility to just do what you feel is you supposed to do. And if you in that place, because you may grow to the place where he's like, I don't even want to talk about this more. I'm actually going to go do. Right? And you're going to understand why the people who are just talking are talking. They just haven't reached a place to where they're ready to do more. And the people before that. So it's like, you remove that aspect of like that judgment of, damn, man, you should be doing more. But you really don't know why that person is in the place they at that point. You feel me?
That's real. I just personally feel like the requirement to do more wouldn't be such a necessity if everybody did their part.
No,
you're
not. I like I said, I agree with you.
And I only learned
there's no personal There's no personal responsibility when people understand like there really is a problem. But again, like
it's still on.
I still think we just gotta think about how programming is real, nigga, and like there are people who are still really plugged in.
My G. My G. I understand that shit, bro.
Waves.
Oh shit.
I'm really hating on you right now. Your hairline is sharp.
Bro.
God damn.
Your hairline doesn't exist.
It doesn't. No, it used to be a thing. See, my shit used to be tight, nigga.
As a 41-year-old, right?
And you 40, nigga?
Bro.
Oh my God.
Yo,
oh my God. Oh my God. We was cool to this moment. We was cool to this moment, my nigga. The hairline is that crisp, and this nigga says a 41. This nigga here, bro. Put the hat back on.
Yo, so first of all, thank you. I am cognizant of that every day because, you know, some of the cats that I went to school with and some cats that's younger than me, like, but when I have to go bald, nigga, I'm petrified of that day because my head is shaped funny, bro. Like, I'm gonna look like one of them niggas from Alien Nation, bro.
I thought I had a funny shaped head until I went. No, I'm being real.
What does that mean?
I thought I did until I went bald.
Look at this. Look at this nigga.
Yeah.
Right here. Right. That's FBA.
I'm a son of a nigga. He's right here. All right. So that's
look. I'm not even gonna touch you. Look. FBA.
Listen.
I'm 32. I got grades, but look.
Oh, but I'm 45. I have a reason to have grades.
I'm 36. I lost this shit at 20.
You lost that at 20?
That's
nigga.
Crazy.
Jamaican.
My dad, bro.
Yeah.
No, my grandfather had a full head of hair.
Right.
But he died with a full head of hair.
I've cut I've gone bald, so I know how I'm going to look when I don't have. So
my grandfather had a full shredded line.
Anytime somebody compliments me about anything, nigga, I don't take credit for shit. It's God, dog.
No, yeah. Facts.
Listen, the fact that I still got my hair, every day I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. And our generation is aging way better than any generation.
That's the one part. Look,
you know how they love
crazy, yo.
I'm gonna be real with you too. My mother.
Our generation is aging incredibly, yo.
Millennials.
Yeah, bro. We are aging. It's just being real, bro. Yeah, Gen Z looks crazy.
Compare.
It's the drugs.
Wait. Let's compare it. Hold on. Let's compare it to the George Jeffersons of their time. They were in their 30s looking like that.
So I think that was because of a different thing. So like,
I think it was the hairstyle.
Like they were in their 50s.
Niggas was 21 looking 40. Not from. It was the hairstyles and how they dressed.
Young people then looked so old because life was hard.
Yeah, they was going through a struggle. Yeah,
young people now
they still get hit in the chest with fire
because they are in.
George Jefferson.
Yeah, he's talking about like the
when he came out when he was famous.
We was actually going through shit back then.
Had the ball.
You actually had shit to worry about. Like going to sleep was difficult.
Right,
niggas come to your crib in the middle of the night.
My dad's generation is like
your dad will be George Jefferson.
My pop was born 39, the end of the 30s, bro. My mom up there is 44. Like they had me late. I'm the late motherfucker.
Right.
No, George Jefferson was portraying 30.
No,
when
they never said the age. Number one, they never said what they were. But the Sherman Hemsley was like in his 30s, but the nigga looked like 45. He looked older.
It's like how Morgan Freeman been 45 like his whole career until he was like the oldest nigga.
He was 45 since he was playing a pimp and he was smacking.
Life never been young, bro.
Life for them was different, bro. Life for the youngins now. Not saying that it's not hard, but they choose to.
Yeah, what we struggle with is way different. That's a fact.
They choose to engage in a lot of adult activities, which takes a toll on your body, bro. Like even the people that I went to school with that was drinking and shit as teenagers, they look bad now, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm not judging nobody, but like you can see how that shit. Well, I got
it's dripping, bro. It's dripping, cuz.
Oh,
yeah, it's dripping on you. That's what I say. You need some.
No, it could drip on me.
Yeah, hey, yo.
So again, I'm not judging nobody, bro, but you can literally see how the alcohol has their eyes sunken in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you 40? Like, there's no way. And like
it don't, because I've drank. But I used to be a personal trainer. So I was in shit. I used to eat. I was in like phenomenal shape, right?
He was on soldier shit.
Yeah, I fell out of shape. I tore my Achilles, but I'm coming back, bro. I'm almost back actually. I'm almost there.
No, Diddy, you're solid. Because when you passed me, I was like, God damn, this nigga's kind of.
Yeah, no, I'm back. I've been back locked in.
Yeah,
I've been back locked in, bro.
That's crazy.
But if these niggas don't work out, they don't eat properly, and then they drink aggressively, and they do
hard drugs.
Yeah, hard drugs. It's the cocaine that be making them age like that, bro.
It's all of that. It's the Molly.
Mm-hmm.
It's the E-pills.
No, Molly is not them. Molly was me.
Well, your generation?
Younger kids started drugs at like 15, 16.
Younger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 12. They
started
smoking
they
they
were doing drugs when I was in high school.
I smoked weed. I was 26 years old and I smoked weed with he had to be 11. But it wasn't. Wait.
Is that a joke?
No.
How you look at it? Wait. Let's start the show off.
No. Wait. No. All right.
I don't even know what he said.
Wait, that's his thing. He'll do something like that and be like, no, wait. I'm trying to get to the point.
Yo, that's hilarious, bro.
Nah. All right, so listen. No. I don't know if I ever told this. Listen. It was 4:20. We were going to smoke with this girl. She was of age. It was supposed to be an of age cipher, right? Everybody
was promoted like that?
No. It was no. Everybody up there was old enough.
Okay,
got you.
All right, so I'm not gonna say nobody's name.
I got you.
So
hey,
we go there. Yo, what's up with your mans, bro?
Well, you told the story too.
Oh my nigga,
that's crazy. This is good content, bro.
Yo, my
God. Go ahead.
So, all right. So when we get there, everybody there is of age. I just want to point that out. Everybody's. We're talking about 25, 26 at this point, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we get there. I got a little bit of weed, right? But we don't have enough. And the girl who was host, she's like, nah, I just put an order in. It's on the weed's on the way, right? So we sitting there chilling. I roll one up because I got some weed already, right? Everybody smokes. Maybe about 20 minutes later, an 11-year-old boy walks in, right? It is the girl who's hosting the gathering's little brother.
Oh, man.
Right? With a sack of weed, right? So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But
a baby! He's like, a baby on the court!
That's fucking crazy.
This is a true story, nigga.
That's
true story. No, this is a true story. It's a true story.
Fresh walking in. That's crazy.
Yo, so I'm like, yo.
That's crazy.
Yo, so he walks in, and I'm like, I don't say nothing to this nigga, right? He walks in, he hands the weed to the chick. She's like, oh, this shit's fire. All right. So in my mind, this is how I rationalize it. I was like, this is a white girl, by the way. Right? Because you're a white girl, you figure nobody's gonna bother your 11-year-old white brother asking him for weed. You were just being smart because you understand your privilege. That's how I rationalized it in my head.
That's smart, though.
That's smart. In real time, nigga, I'm not gonna lie. That wouldn't have been like my thought.
That's how I rap. I promise.
It's amazing.
But this is what fucked me up. So she rolls the weed. This little nigga hasn't gone upstairs yet. You feel me?
I'm waiting for
He waiting for his bread, bro.
So they roll 2 J's. They put them in rotation. I think it's like 6, 7 if I'm not mistaken. This nigga's sitting there. So I'm like, all right, I guess he's just gonna be here because if he went and got the weed, he knows what weed is. Right? So
know what weed is in this
you feel me?
How long ago is this? Just the time period.
Wait,
It was like 2015, 2016.
Okay.
Yep.
10 years ago.
That was a great time period, by the way. Oof, that's when life was good.
That's almost when Sour. That's when Sour was like on his way.
That's
out,
when
like,
I'm 36.
Yeah.
That's when OG was fucking hitting, bro.
So,
But
you graduated 09?
07.
That's when Gorilla Glue was on his way in.
Ooh, yeah. GG. Oh
He's
man,
still groovy.
Yeah. That was before all the numbers came in. It was just GG by itself. So they put the Cypher starts right. So it gets to him
a little bit. Well, other than that, it's got him, and they'll probably get in. You can still talk, bro. This is how
it gets him right. It gets to him right.
Little bit.
I gotta wait for you.
Little bit. Keep it there.
Right. So it gets to him right. And I'm thinking they just gonna pass it past him, right? He takes the J, he hits the J, right? Now I'm high as fuck. I'm looking at this little kid hit the weed, right? All right. The second J is in rotation, it gets to him again. I'm thinking I imagined it, right? He gets the J again, he hits the J again, right? I'm looking around, nobody's saying nothing. Right?
That's his weed that he didn't get paid for yet.
Yo,
what you mean? That's his shit.
The J gets to me, I hit the J.
That's fucked up, bro.
I hit the J, I look at this nigga and I said, yo, how old are you, my nigga?
That's a fucking high question.
Nah, real shit.
I know, but the way you took and now I'm gonna ask the question.
He goes, I'm 11, right? I'm like, my nigga, this is fucking me up. Like, I can't smoke weed with an 11-year-old. And the girl's like, he's smoking since he was 9. Like, don't even worry about it.
That's crazy.
I promise you. All right? Now, you would think me being a good person, I would have left the site. But the weed was fire, bro.
Phenomenal.
There was no
white people had some good weed back in that.
And that little nigga's lungs was trained, bro. That nigga stayed through the site. It was impressive. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for telling that story, but I didn't listen. I don't know. You can't believe it.
I mean,
it's past statute of limitations. It was over 10 years.
That part.
I'm good.
22.
Yo, the wild shit is. So the funny shit is I'm on my man's podcast last night, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, and we sitting here telling stories about, when niggas is in 3rd and 4th grade. And the reality of it is, a lot of us have been exposed to some wild shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us
watched that R. Kelly tape.
A lot of us. I watched it.
Yeah, that's child pornography.
Yeah.
And it's child pornography because you were a child watching it.
Hold up.
Child pornography.
Hold up.
My man's had that DVD.
Y'all could go back. Y'all could go.
125th Street.
Y'all could go back and do the timestamp and all that shit. Y'all could do how old I was. Nigga, I was a young nigga watching R. Kelly tape. Like, I ain't know what I was looking at. And now that I'm older,
what were you looking for?
I was looking for porn.
No.
Like, I was looking for the bad bitches. Like, honestly, I knew that it was R. Kelly.
Because you didn't compute that it was a young bitch when you were that young, bro. That's a fact.
I didn't find out that it was a young girl until like years later.
You don't get horny on her. It looked like it was raw. She looked like a grown woman, though.
Bro. When
body was.
It was his goddaughter, apparently.
It was whatchamacallit's daughter. The
Sparkle.
It was his artist. Sparkle's
Sparkle's
daughter or something like that, right?
When I saw the shit, I wasn't necessarily turned on because I saw her.
Allegedly.
No, I think she kind of. Whatever.
When I saw the DVD, I didn't get turned on because I saw him peeing on the bitch, and I was just like, "That's weird."
It was after he ate that whole meal out her ass first. It was weird because I wasn't even used to that.
Later on, like
before,
years later, I found out about this whole shit about And this is before surviving R. Kelly. I was just like, damn,
now you see how niggas know like the scenes in that? Yo, we shouldn't have like experienced
We
that,
should
bro.
not have had access.
Like
to
that's
that.
crazy,
That's
bro.
real shit, bro.
We all saw Kim Kardashian fuck.
Oh yeah,
You feel me?
But that was later. That
Yeah,
was
but
when
still,
niggas
we
was
still
grown. Niggas was grown when they saw Kim Kardashian.
That was 2010.
We were young when we saw.
We was really
R.
young
Kelly
during that
too,
R.
bro.
Kelly
Like,
time.
All right,
We was around the time when R. Kelly was
all right,
fucking the girls we was
y'all
interested in.
all young.
R. Kelly was fucking the bitches we was trying to fuck. Like,
Yeah.
with the exception of the 14-year-old.
He was waiting
Like, what the fuck? Like,
he was waiting at McDonald's for them.
yo, bro, that's
He used to
crazy,
go to their schools, bro. Yeah.
He did everything that any
He
nigga
was-
that graduated from THNK High would run back to the high school for.
That's crazy, bro.
That's
Yeah.
what he did.
Them THNK High niggas was definitely pulling up in that bitch.
Yo, bro.
I ain't going
In that Honda
Hey,
Civic.
let's be real. Like, we can't. Look,
That
and we
Honda
can't do that
Civic,
either,
and
bro.
that little ass girl would get to that grown man's car.
And that
bro.
shit used to happen
Yo, let me
in
tell you
mad high
something.
schools across
Crazy,
America too,
bro.
bro.
Listen,
I experienced it different.
wait, hold on. You experienced because you was you came up
Later.
later on.
What did you experience?
When I went to high school, I went to middle school, I experienced more Dominicans in
Oh,
my
yeah.
middle
Sexual.
school experience.
Yeah, right. They
right?
grow up sexual.
And
I feel like they was born the fuck.
I had
No,
a Dominican girl.
the little girls.
like
Look.
22-year-old boyfriends.
Let me
Had
tell
a
you.
16-year-old boyfriend.
I believe that, but look, their culture.
I mean, when they become adults, because that's
their
a crazy
culture
clip.
at young, like little kids, they dance already sexually. They already in that groove.
You gotta,
Like, they already bred for
Y'all
certain
should-
shit.
This is a horrible, because this gonna get clipped.
Nah, this is about to get nasty.
It's gonna get
Look,
clipped.
I was just about to say just some shit that somebody
You know what
told
I
me
mean?
one time, and I was like, no,
and,
you
and
can't
that's
say
why,
that.
and that's why R.
I was
Kelly
like,
should
you
be
can't
in
say
prison,
that.
because this what it leads to. You start talking about him.
R. Kelly sings in prison about his money. Did you hear that?
I'm gonna be real.
I didn't
with you,
listen
bro.
I
to
still
it.
stepping in there.
You didn't want to support R. Kelly?
No. I listen to R. Kelly. I listen to Half on a Baby weekly, nigga. That's my shit. I don't want to fuck kids.
That's
I don't wanna
That's
fuck
crazy.
kids. Like,
but
if
that's
you
a
wanna-
valid assessment.
if
also.
you think about fucking kids, listen to R. Kelly. That's a you issue.
I didn't
So
say.
I don't think it's that, right? So, me personally, I'm in a space where I know plenty of women who have been sexually assaulted by like.
I was
men.
sexually assaulted when I was
I
a young
was
boy,
too.
but by a girl. I ain't no
Oh,
gay shit
nah.
over here.
By- I was by both. Like
I
it
think
happened
all
to
young
both
black men
and
get
women,
sexually
but
assaulted
anyway.
by an older girl.
I must not.
You
Yeah.
trying to force your
That's
thing
what
in there?
I'm
You don't
saying.
even know what to do.
You
with
talking
it.
about? Are we talking about little girls doing shit or
Nah, we talking about as
No.
a little boy,
Yeah.
a grown ass man,
It
and
happens
or a
more to
woman
little boys
That's what I'm
than
saying.
little
being
girls.
touched.
It happens
It
to little
happens
boys a
more
lot.
to children
Yeah.
than you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had that.
Again,
Good for you.
I'm gonna be real with you.
Good for you.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm be real with you.
I don't know.
You are not wrong about being sensitive to people who've been molested, but as a young man who's been molested, that was nobody else's fault but the person that molested me.
Right. But
Therefore,
that's neither here
R.
nor
Kelly
there.
didn't make that song about me or my family. Like,
This nigga's crazy, bro.
no, like, nah, because art is art, nigga. We have to stop equate. Like, everybody who does
Bill
anything
Cosby is
great
still a
sucks
great
as a
writer.
person.
So now it's interesting that you say that because that's where actually I was leading with that, right? If R. Kelly was just the genius songwriter that we knew, that would be one thing. But some of the songs that I would be having sex with grown women to, he made for underage girls.
Can I ask you a question?
Now, me knowing that now, I can't turn it off. I can't turn that off.
No,
You can't turn that off.
I can't turn. I tried. My nigga, I swear to God, I
your
tried.
mind, listen.
So you are in grown vagina and you hear R. Kelly singing fire.
No.
Okay.
Pause. Before it even gets to that,
Further pause.
the conversation is already had with people that are intimate or close to me that have been sexually assaulted or have been abused as a child. You know what I'm saying?
That's a different
So like I said, like at this point,
But
R.
if
Kelly
it
is
comes
just
in-
like put over there. Like even if I want to listen to TP2.com, which was my go-to for a long time.
Great album.
Ooh, that came out that winter.
Listen, if there was a recipe for gumbo, that was one of my seasonings. You know what I'm saying? But like now, I'm just like, now that he's just over there, I just leave him over there and not being selective with.
Do you
the
know
shit.
how many people?
I know.
That we've listened to.
I know.
That
Richard Pryor used to suck dick, bro.
Him being gay don't got nothing to do with that.
but I'm saying
now he was sucking little
and
boys.
he lied about it.
If he was, I don't care about that neither.
Did he lie about it or did he confess to it later? That
don't matter. But
I don't
he
know,
was sucking little boy dick, that was the problem.
He didn't lie about not fucking with another man. He always said that.
That's true.
We
ignored that.
Wait, can
no, just like you ignored a lot of Biggie shit.
What the fuck we gonna say about that?
You ignored a lot of Biggie shit.
No, because at that time, I'm just talking about the time when we were talking about it, bro. Like we celebrate these niggas as masculine heroes. That's what it was. Like so, like
now that I know what I know, I don't celebrate Richard Pryor no more.
You feel me?
Oh, that's
not no more.
That's just
wait. Why?
Doing
because of that or because of something?
I don't. No. I'm gonna be real with you.
I can't suck dick. You would still shoot a jump shot.
Whoa, why?
But you shooting a jump shot before Michael Jordan never did anything.
Nah, you can't be sucking dick and be my hero,
bro. Well, I don't know what niggas is drinking.
No disrespect.
let
you suck dick all you want. Anybody want to suck dick? That's their prerogative.
I don't know what the fuck he talking about. This nigga was just in the corner. They can slurp his
You can't just suck your dick and be my hero.
Because
you can't suck dick and be my hero. I'm sorry.
Listen,
as soon as you suck dick, you have
that's
lost the ability to be my hero.
James Baldwin was one of them. You know what I'm saying? Langston Hughes.
And you are a talented artist and a genius.
Hold on.
You can't be my hero.
We cannot do that.
You can't suck dick and be my hero.
Wait. I just want to ask a question. I just want to ask some R&B questions because we was talking about some gay shit. Nah, I wasn't like
no. Where we,
bro?
No, what I was talking about
in the sand.
What I said was about Richard Pryor, right?
You said you can't listen to them now because of what?
No, I didn't say I couldn't listen.
I can listen to him. He just not my hero.
That's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily regard.
Suck dick, bro.
So it's still a little fuzzy.
He's not my hero too. He's
one of the goats. He's an inspiration.
He's not in your top 5,
huh?
I'm asking
as a comic,
not as anything else.
No, I put him in that mount. No. Nah, he a father of the game to me, bro. So I don't really.
Top 5? Fuck that shit. Who's in your top 5? I got my top 4.
Is Dave Chappelle, Patrice O'Neal.
Can't be disrespectful without Patrice.
Patrice the GOAT.
Patrice is the GOAT. We already know it.
Louis C.K. for me personally.
Okay, you gotta throw some white people.
No, it's not that. That's just who I enjoy. Louis C.K. changed the way I do comedy.
And he can say nigga, and it's not a problem.
Right? I saw him live. I was like, I think what I got from Louis C.K. is what I got if I probably would have got to see Patrice live. Like, I never got to see Patrice live. Right? Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac a beast, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And way smarter than people gave him credit for. This should be changing for me too.
Okay, but it stays in that.
But the Patrice, Chappelle.
That's 1, 2.
Yeah, that's
it
just
goes Pryor, Carlin, Patrice,
and I want to put Carlin in.
I know you talked about what
he just did, like, he one of them niggas who's in that realm for me too. Where
he's a lot. I think a lot of people see him as too like wordy and explaining, but the shit that he talks about, I live for this.
I gotta be real. It's hard for me after those 3. Like, I think Eddie Murphy the most talented comic ever.
Comic or comic actor?
No, comic. You ever seen? Did you see them 2 stand-ups, nigga?
Yeah,
son is crazy.
The first time I ever seen was Raw. Right? I never.
But now,
it's because
new sheriff in town.
No, right. Niggas was like, oh, so because I did an interview where it's like, yo, they asked me like, what was the first stand-up and did it inspire you to do comedy? I was like, no, the first stand-up I ever seen was Raw. I was like 9 years old, and I seen that shit, and I immediately thought I could never do stand-up because I was like, you got to be Eddie Murphy,
to
do stand-up. A lot of things worked for Eddie.
Yeah,
a lot of things worked for Eddie.
So
the look,
that's so funny though, because I want to say I live and die off this stand-up, and it's Dave Chappelle's first stand-up.
With the one when
Killing Him Softly? The best one is For What It's Worth.
That's the one in San Francisco. The one after
that is the best special I've ever seen.
This is in the midst. When I'm talking about the first stand-up, that I'd be like, oh, this is comedy?
Yeah, he was great.
I'm talking about that DC special was like,
the one you're talking about is the one when he's in the midst of the Chappelle popularity.
2004, bro.
That's the ending when he was like talking about the prostitute.
Well, no. Look,
you're just talking about
DC. That's the one. That's Killing Him Softly. Is that one? Yeah, that's the first one.
That's Killing Him Softly. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Talking about though, you know what I'm saying? R. Kelly, who brought all of this shit up to begin with, right? I might share an unpopular opinion, but I'm in a space that regardless of how beautiful of art you may create, no matter how impactful your contribution may be to the culture or society, still don't give you the green light to be a monster in your private time. You making mistakes is one thing.
We all make mistakes.
Making mistakes is one thing, but you like literally being like the real life boogeyman.
He used to get raped too.
That's fair.
Listen.
And while I share the same conversation,
and I'm not. First of all, I'm not defending R. Kelly. I'm just being a contrarian.
I don't even know how he came up before. Like
I'm just being a contrarian.
It came up because
I still listen to R. Kelly because I'm not a perfect person. I have not fucked no children, right? Right? But I'm not a perfect person, and I want people to be able to look past my flaws and just judge my art.
That's real shit. Like, so the conversation has come up about R. Kelly, and I have brought up the conversation like, yo, or the topic that, where were these children's parents when he was fucking these girls?
They spending the bread,
and
nigga. They got paid.
Yo, bro, and I've literally had people like, yo, how dare you say that? And I'm just like, all right, you know what? For now, until I can deal with R. Kelly, because I got bigger fish to fry, I'm going to just put this nigga over here. I could deal with not listening to R. Kelly. It's not like killing me. Like sometimes I do want to put on TV too. Sometimes I do.
You ever heard Chocolate Factory, nigga?
Yeah.
A life without Chocolate Factory is not life at all,
I'm bring
nigga.
this all the way back around.
You know who Quincy Jones is?
Yeah.
He's another one.
He fuck kids.
He's another one, bro. Like
we went through.
They all fuck kids.
A lot of them did some foul.
To separate all of that shit at this point, you're gonna go crazy trying to do.
You don't listen to Diddy no more?
But when Diddy has been removed. Diddy is not.
Well, it doesn't matter though.
Hold up.
His fingerprints is on all types of music. Like
you asked me
last night.
You asked me a question.
Couldn't even get.
You asked me. Look, hold up.
What?
Hold up.
What?
You asked me a question, right? Now. Hold up.
That's what's up. Oh my bad. I'm sorry.
So you asked me a question, right? And while at one point in time I did have all the Puff shit on my playlist and all of that shit, I'm a Locks fan. I remember what he did to them. So that was strike one.
Jadakiss forgave him.
That was strike one.
After they got some bread.
Afterwards, he threatened to throw a refrigerator off the roof on this nigga, bro.
They was on.
Niggas have heated arguments, baby.
More importantly, though, my people's got a personal relationship that I'm not going to speak on camera with them. So I don't really rock with him by default. Like my folks that I like love don't fuck with him.
I can understand that.
You know what I'm saying? It's quiet. You know what I'm saying?
That's a different connection
because
to it.
I'm not going to get into that personal shit. So Diddy is just over there.
Because I've been telling niggas about Diddy for years.
Everybody has been talking about Diddy
I've known about. We've talked about this shit for mad long. I was like, yo, this nigga's a wild nigga.
Now that was strike three.
He still made great music.
Still, I could live without Diddy's contribution in music right now.
You can't.
Yeah, I can.
You can't listen to Biggie. You don't listen to Biggie no more?
Nigga, my playlist is booming.
You don't listen to Biggie no more?
I listen to Total, Faith Evans.
You feel me? Day 26? You don't got that Day 26 album in the fucking tuck?
One Day 26 song on my playlist.
That's crazy. No Last Train to Paris? That album was in.
I took Last Train to Paris off, and that was one of my favorite albums.
I hate that you love me. I said, what? Listen, how I'm going to do this stand?
What's that about?
You listen to Faith Evans.
It might be that one song from her.
All right.
The Way You Used to Love Me or some shit like that.
You still listen to Diddy.
All right. He still listens. You still listen to Diddy by default.
I'll be real with you. You should probably just stop ingesting any type of art. Because once everything comes out about everyone, your whole playlist, you're going to have to listen to like...
Let me give you a good analogy. Let me give you a good analogy. Y'all been on it?
I still listen to Mystical.
Let me give you a good analogy. Yeah, a couple times for some odd reason.
Watch yourself. Nigga, I'm not taking them songs. Tension, all y'all play. That's Neptune drums, nigga. Right now, show me what you working with.
I got so many other Neptune joints that I can put up there without the exception.
But it don't sound like that. Don't mess with me.
I love this shit, yo. I don't give a fuck if it's highway.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's what it was.
That's what it was, nigga.
I'm gonna have to play with that.
You right,
though. Bring it back.
I'm getting the whip. Oh yeah,
I've
yeah.
been bringing it back
Right.
for 45 minutes.
That's
Listen,
a fact.
niggas say something happened. Target. We're gonna boycott Target. Wait. Hey.
Hold up. Let him get his
Passion,
point
passion,
off. Let him get his
passion.
point off.
Let me get relaxed. Right? Now,
Niggas.
I've let niggas run rampant up in this bitch. Niggas on here never seen me this quiet.
Nah, he gonna cut mad footage out of this, bro.
No, I'm gonna. Well, some of this shit we might have went a little bit too far, but we gotta figure that
I
out.
shouldn't have said old boy's name. That's what it was.
Spark
I
some.
shouldn't have said that.
Listen, niggas like to pick and choose what they want to do with that and what they want to do with, right? Everything in this country, I'm just saying this country, everything in this country, every company is built off of racism. The fucking cotton we're wearing right now is based off of, quote unquote, our ancestors.
Yeah.
Even the cotton gin and all that other bullshit.
They should call America niggas back.
Like he said, if you're gonna pick that to go without, then pick it all. Because we're all not perfect.
Yeah, you'd have to live on the ocean. So even that got racism.
So it's even interesting as you say that, right?
Why does the waves have racism?
So like, even
niggas
with,
can't swim for a reason.
even with like this
Caribbeans
journey
can.
of
Yes, we
like
can.
growing that I'm on, right?
Right.
And like learning shit. Even before I learn about your personal life, there's certain music that I'm listening to. I'm like, yo, I just don't even need to hear
That I
shit,
agree.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
My whole music palette has really shifted in the last 5 to 6 years.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And again, as a creative, as somebody who has a podcast and shit like that, right?
Mhm.
Like if, for example, my podcast space is for men's wellness. Like I'm
Mhm.
trying to create that space where we can laugh and feel and
Yeah.
be sad if we want to, or if nigga, we do a whole episode and we need to delete it because it was really that emotional and you don't want to be exposed, you got that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Is that
saying?
what happened to that other one, or was it another reason why that?
It was another reason.
Okay.
It was a totally different reason. But
Yeah, that's why niggas don't cry, yo.
that's what I'm saying though.
They're afraid to.
That's why niggas be dying, bro. Niggas just be having heart attacks at 40.
Imagine me creating that space.
Huh? No, he wasn't lying, bro.
Yo, I was just
Real shit.
Nah, no, that's what brought it to my attention. I was
Now
like,
imagine me creating
he's
this
not
space,
lying,
right?
bro.
Touching these people, affecting these young gang members and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then it come out next week that some off the wall heinous shit about me, like the most egregious shit ever. And it's like, nah, niggas been saying this shit
That's
about this
powerful
nigga
as
for
shit.
a while.
You know, it's powerful as shit because as a man, like people don't like. People would think like, yo, because I grew up predominantly around my mom, right? It's like everything that.
But your father was still around.
My dad was very present. That's what I'm about to get to.
Okay, gotcha.
People would think my mom is who taught. My dad's the one who taught me it was okay to cry. Right. He also taught me to beat a nigga to fuck up if he touched me. Right.
My father didn't teach me that.
No, my dad.
No. I'm talking about the crying part.
No, my dad taught me it was okay to cry, bro. Like he taught me you have to let your emotions out.
No man.
I used to do that.
It was okay to cry.
My dad,
I used to do that when
That's why the idea of masculinity when people talk about it doesn't convolute to me because I'm as masculine as it comes. My dad's masculine as it comes. He just taught me it was okay, but he also taught me the importance of defending yourself. But he taught me that shit was cool. And once I figured that out, that's why like I will let that shit go. First
of all, y'all niggas out in your island, y'all do shit a little different. Like when
we're crazy.
Yeah, y'all
niggas
crazy.
Cry while they shooting.
No, but let me tell you something.
Bro.
As I was a kid, every time I fought a nigga, I'm crying.
Yeah.
But I'm and I don't know, is that maybe my West Indian lineage, but I was raised.
Niggas know how to fight for real, bro.
And they'll chop you down.
That's where we come from.
No, this is the crazy part. They'll chop you down and then they'll take a picture of it or videotape your ass and send it all around before the cops.
Oh yeah, you be the little Jamaican nigga. Right. He gonna go home and get that machete behind the fridge. We all have it.
Yo, my thought process might be kind of fucked up when it comes. The reason why I look at it the way that I do though is because I see how Black people like hang on to our entertainers and we look at them as our role models.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it's an unfair situation to put them in, but that's the only reference point that some of us have.
That was created by, and that was on purpose.
Be that as it may. Yeah. And I'm not expecting nobody to be perfect. And I'm not judging R. Kelly because, again, as somebody who was touched when he was younger, like, who the fuck am I?
That's something.
It's by the grace of God. Statistically, I'm not fucked up. You know what I mean?
Now, let me say this because I still have some shit I want to
No, yeah. All right, yeah. All right, let's lock in. Let's lock in.
Yeah, for sure.
We kind of just been wherever, but it's been good content. So
for sure,
in the name of good content. But I've heard stories of certain family members and shit like that as shit's happened prior to me. You know what I mean? And a little after me. And I never recall an incident with an older man or older female taking advantage of me. I don't recall. Now, I was a cute kid. Like, I was. But I don't think nobody ever...
No, it's a blessing, bro. You didn't get hypersexualized in the way you didn't understand.
No. My hypersexuality probably came later on when I just came across my father's porns.
Yeah.
But other than that...
That happens to you.
Yeah.
That happens
other than that, it was normal, you know.
My dad always preached to me about the evils of porn, but I feel like he either went through it or he just knew. One of the two.
Well, now it's everywhere.
Yo, bro. And when I talk to like people my age about that shit, and like, yo, I'll be like, yo, I want to stop watching porn. They're like, why? And I'm like, yo, dog, like, you don't feel it doing nothing to you, bro?
Fucks you up, bro.
You don't feel it doing nothing to you, bro? Like,
you be outside and every bitch you look at, you gotta look at her cheeks.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, wait, let me ask you. Well, we're not.
But you don't realize
right now.
It's
right now,
let
me tell you something. I'm 45.
Oh, no.
So I'm at the point now where I used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be, she's bad. Yeah.
It's like you look at it,
you want to sneak or you want. But now
you start visualizing how you would bust her ass.
But sometimes I walk past this joint and I know she's bad.
That's the porn, bro.
But sometimes I walk past the joint and I know she bad, and I just be like, I know she bad.
Oh yeah, no, that's different.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
posture. Used to be a thing.
No, but that's me not even feeding into that urge of I gotta. And then it's like, where am I going from there? Am I gonna holler at her? Am I gonna try to take it further? Like where?
And then you don't want it to be to where the only reason you holler at her is because you just wanted to fuck her. Like,
we passed that point.
Like we. I
got a girl, by the way. I'm
married, bro. So same. I
just always like to put that out there.
I have a random ex that just keeps it. But anyway, I just want to.
Situationship / toxic.
I just approach it from the
zone. My persona shit.
All right, let's lock in.
Oh, we're gonna lock in finally. What did we not talk about? We didn't get into the whole Canadian tour, like what you got said.
So, all right, we'll get to that. That's where you want to go first?
Well, we kind of talk. We got a lot of side joints to talk. I want to talk about. There's a lot of comic shit going on here. We Nashville, Ohio touring just enough. You started the podcast.
Join the pod, yeah.
Okay, we still finishing up the special. What's your thoughts on the new administration? Since last time you weren't here before it. What's your thoughts on the new administration? You tell.
You're talking about the one headed by Donald Trump? This one right now?
The newer administration.
This one?
Yeah.
I really miss 2016 Trump. Yeah. 2016 Trump was entertaining. This isn't entertaining. It's dangerous, bro. This nigga's wild. But again, I'm also I hate having this conversation because like then people start looking at me. I look at it like this, right? I don't really subscribe to the idea that the president is a person running the country. I don't subscribe to anybody that we can physically see as a person running the country because that's not what's happening, right? These are figureheads and they need people who they need to be upset about. There are people who have certain agendas that need to be need to happen so they can facilitate money. It's all about money. It's all money. Whatever people want to talk about, it is about I'm trying to take as many resources away from everyone for a small consortium of people. Mm-hmm. So when we see Donald Trump doing these things, right, it is part of a bigger play to create a narrative in regular people's mind to keep people controlled. Mm-hmm. That's how I view it. Now, if we're just going to talk it from a political standpoint, this is not entertaining. 2016 Trump was fire, nigga. I loved it on Twitter. This nigga was saying funny shit. It was like because if you're a person who realized that the president was just bullshit anyway, you didn't take it serious, right? We could have had Kamala, but it'd have been boring, right? This shit and the same shit would have been happening. It would have just been a different conversation and a different narrative.
Oh, and
right? Everything that's happening, inflation would have been happening. The things with the wars would have been happening. It would have just been done differently.
I went into a state building the other day, and I had to use the bathroom, and it just said all genders or some shit like that.
They about to get rid of that shit. Yeah. Segregation is back, nigga. Like it's a thing. It's a thing. But I hope. See, the problem when we hear segregation, see, black people, we get nervous, right? I say this: segregation should have never left, right?
But see,
now we know. Now niggas should know there is a problem. Now we should band together.
But see, remember when we always talk about because he knows I'm a radical in my mind that I want to just like, yo, let's get together and try to build.
Because we keep still trying to get in the white spaces.
That's right? Okay.
Now that we know that these motherfuckers are telling us, yo, nah, chill, we don't really want you over here. Now we have no choice. Correct me if I'm wrong. We have no choice but to actually start to build with each other because they are telling us, niggas, stay over there, right? And we not gonna listen to nobody say that to us except for when white people say it to us. Us as niggas can say it to each other. Oh, we not. We was like, nah, nigga, if I work hard enough, I can make it into that white space. They gonna peacock me. I want to be Oprah. I want to be Tyler Perry. I want to be Jay-Z.
They want that spot.
I want to be all of those things.
So,
but now that we know, nah, nigga, we want you in. The problem is if we build these things, right?
I want both of them.
Oh yeah. The problem is if we build these things, right? We are asking you, white people, do not burn it down, right? We have no problem staying to ourselves. If you want segregation back, bring it back. First of all, the fact that I've had to share the bathroom with white people in public spaces is absolutely disgusting, bro. You guys are absolutely gross. You don't wash your hands. You don't flush your toilet. Right?
They don't wash their legs. They don't bathe correctly.
So I've been wanting to only have black-only bathrooms for a long time. We are taught hygiene, even though we're savages.
Right in the hallway.
According to you,
dice games in the hallway.
You feel me?
I was about to say that shit ain't gonna be no better, bro. Have you seen the Barclays lately, bro?
There's mostly niggas there?
Bro, niggas is like literally making jokes about how niggas is dicing in the bathroom and smoking and shit. Like, bro.
But that's what they did in Tina.
That's okay. Is anybody getting beat up?
I ain't gonna lie to you. If I came in there
if there's no violence,
while I may not have issue with it, right?
If there's no violence,
me walking
let people
into the
be
bathroom,
people.
Oh, that's the black spaces we talking about.
Yeah. if there's no violence going on,
that's our culture.
If there's no violence, that's not our culture. That's the culture they've given us. With that being said,
smoking in the
yes, nigga, there's other places you can smoke and play dice. That's all fucking bathroom.
Wait, all my life.
But with that being said,
I've only seen niggas do that type of shit. Is there other niggas is there other cultures that do that type of shit?
Niggas play dice. The Asians play dice.
In the bathroom.
They love to gamble. Mahjong.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm about
not in the bathroom though.
So let's
niggas do that.
Let's say that I'm at a game with my little one. Take my little one to their first game and shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
My son right now is 8. And
it's about the age they should get exposed to weed.
Right, because an 11-year-old, right, they about traffic like, yo, you ain't never tell if he got paid, but that's
a
little boy, head up. But anyway, we come out from the stands or whatever, and we go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And because he got to pee, not me, but I'm like, fuck it, whatever, let me take him to the bathroom. He walks in and sees a bunch of us dicing and smoking in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. That's a teaching moment.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Did you go?
Listen,
what do I teach in that moment?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
People like that, or what? What do I teach?
That's your uncle.
Listen. No.
It might be.
No, this is what you.
It might be
this is what you teach. This is what you teach right here. You look at that young man and you say, "You see how I tell you to study in school, right? I tell you to eat your vegetables and go to bed on time, right? You see those guys right there? they are bums, right? These aren't the type of guys you want to be like, right? You do everything I tell you to do, so you don't got to be worried about losing your girlfriend's last 50 in that dice game.
Or just raising that social metric amongst us to where this is not even a thing no more.
Yeah, but I want to smoke weed in the Barclays, and if they're not gonna let me smoke it inside the actual
I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't gonna smoke in the bathroom. Off of principle, I'm gonna sit.
You're smoking the seat. You smoking.
Wait.
I've smoked
during a game. That's worse.
Listen, I live
There are kids outside.
No, there was no.
We all
where I was
at concerts.
There's probably kids. Now at a concert is different. I smoked next to a
that's
little
when
kid.
I did it.
But
I wasn't at a
I
game.
was ready to desensitize at that
I
point.
was at a concert. I wasn't at a
concert's
game.
different.
Yeah.
You can smoke at a concert.
So what are we talking about?
If you bring in if you're at a bat, you can't smoke weed during a basketball game. It's possible.
Yeah. Niggas know.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
The story is
I would like to smoke weed during the basketball.
Allegedly, I ain't gonna get nobody knocked. But if you watch the Certain Beloved's podcast, they talk about how like the VIP at the Barclays is literally like you taking the train into the shit and niggas is blowing it down.
Fire.
Niggas is hustling.
Yes.
Like, ain't nothing that I ain't see.
I'm asking you again, is there violence?
Right. You are absolutely correct. There is no violence.
Then what are we complaining about?
Why can't we divert our energy to something else? Because number one, right?
That's how we get
so
money.
Look, this is the flip side. Because look, this is the flip side of that coin. While I don't necessarily have issue with the behavior, there's two dynamics now that I got to do. I got to explain to my children why.
But you're going to have to do that.
Hold up.
Wait. Okay.
As opposed to not making it acceptable to begin with, I got to explain this shit to my kids now. But then, more importantly, if the police run down in here and they fucking like brutalize,
that's the Barclays' fault.
Wait.
You smoked wings. You decided to smoke. You decided to smoke. You decided to smoke inside a public establishment. Correct. The problem with that is, once you start to smoke anywhere outside of your home, right? Now we understand weed is legal, but at that particular point in time, when weed was illegal, if you decide to smoke outside of your home, you are taking a personal risk, period, wherever you do it.
So my question is, at what point, right, do we attempt to raise the social climate or the metric, so to speak, to where certain shit, like we are, like,
we gotta understand who we really are. We kings and queens, but we don't know that.
Not all of us.
You need to change the podcast name. You need to change this podcast name to At What Point Podcast.
At what point?
Because always
because
no, it's not right, bro.
Now, if we understood we was royalty, where we come from, who our real heritage is, we probably would. But we've been given our culture, bro. Like everything we do, the smoking, the everything we do.
Yeah, we just twist it into.
We've been given it to it. So it's just what we did was, because we never really knew who we were. We wasn't taught who we were. The things that they gave it to us that we taught were negative. We took it. We took ownership of it.
When we made it cool, we twisted
and then we made it.
None of your elders ever told you that you too loud?
Yes.
Like the elders that we was out. No. I don't mean them. I'm talking about like the elders that we was outside with.
Oh, you mean smoking?
Like Orlan, you're too loud.
So
they never hit you with one of them?
Oh, see, there's a difference. I didn't smoke around my family.
I ain't even talking about your family.
I couldn't do that.
I'm talking about them niggas you was outside with. The niggas that you ain't have nobody older than you.
Oh yeah, no, we smoke. We didn't.
Like,
so I smoked with OGs. When I used to go smoke with my OGs, we smoked in the crib. We smoked in the garage on their property.
Out the way.
We didn't smoke. Now I've also had other OGs who smoke everywhere, right? And this is how they explain it to me, right? When you start to carry yourself like you're not doing nothing wrong, it's like the police not gonna bother you.
Thank you. That's why
I've learned it two different ways, bro.
But that's why Snoop walks. I do that too with my weed. A lot of times I'm very like I make it known. Listen, you gonna smell me. You gonna smell it, right? And I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But this is how I.
Oh yeah. I
got a story about this.
I used to. I got to that point where I stopped caring. Like
I stopped. Like, why am I?
So me and my man just came from Houston. It's 3 black men going to Texas from Jersey, right? Now, one of our friends one of the dudes that we already went with, already has experience with going to Texas. What I'm trying to explain to him, right, is while we may not be doing anything wrong, it's the optics of 3 black niggas walking anywhere smoking. You walking somewhere by yourself smoking, you walking somewhere by yourself smoking, me walking somewhere by myself smoking. It's 3 different stories. The moment we come together, I was just telling bro about this. The vagrancy laws.
When we have more than more two.
No. Yeah.
Bro, them vagrancy laws have
Group nigga theory is a thing.
Bro, I swear to God, and by
Group
default, nigga, they just want to make sure we not doing nothing wrong. And when
Yeah.
I was telling
They
my
get
bro,
nervous. They think we planning.
look, when I was telling my bro, right? When I was telling my bro, I'm like, yo, bro, like we trying to, I like keeping a low profile, whether I'm in town or I'm in somebody else's state. He was like, nah, fuck that. We could be outside. And I'm like, yo, beloved, like, let's stay the fuck out the way.
Yeah.
We got weed on us and shit. We not legal in Texas.
It is not. I know that.
Like,
that's true.
And granted, the police don't trip over weed. What you're not going to do is exacerbate the situation.
When I smoke in Texas, I only smoke at comedy clubs.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, like...
Now, there's a way of doing things.
Austin will let you smoke.
Yeah, like, there's a way. So I wouldn't... Like, if I explained to y'all, like, yeah, I'm going to smoke. But I had to grow into learning how to do it in certain places where it's not disrespectful.
Sometimes you just got to go get in the corner.
Right? Like, I went to Tennessee recently. Right, and weed is incredibly illegal out there. Right, so when I got to the spot, I asked him. I was like, "Yo, can I smoke?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a cut. You can smoke." But he's like, "Don't do that shit just randomly out here because if cops don't fuck with you unless they want to fuck with you, if that makes sense. So if a cop feel like fucking with you, he can really fuck your life up. A lot of cops don't want to do the paperwork for weed. But you're gonna get a cop who don't got nothing to do."
I had a police officer tell me that most times that he's written tickets or arrested people, they're breaking more than one law at the same time.
Yeah.
He was like, if you smoking, don't speed.
Yeah.
He's like, if you speeding, don't be smoking or drinking or none of that other shit. Like, oftentimes, and I found myself guilty of it, especially when I was younger.
That makes sense.
I used to be driving recklessly, no seatbelt. They can see you not having a seatbelt in the car if your window's not tinted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? License fucked up. I'm blasting music. Like, you got no attention. You have no...
I learned all of that early.
Yeah,
like
you in your zone.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I learned all of that.
No other point but to like pay attention to
when I used to get drunk and drive, right? Like all the time. I'd already learned. I had family members who were police. So when I got into the car, if you got in my car with me, you couldn't have a hat on. Right? Can't wear a hood in my car. Right? Music is played at a very, very low minimum. Right? And the windows stay open.
Bro, I'm 41 and I don't drive with more than 2 men in the car.
Yeah, no, facts. No, you asking for trouble.
Like, I am asking for trouble, and I'm trying to tell my man
should we have 5 people packed up in the car?
You shouldn't have to live like that, and I agree with you. But 2 things can be true at the same fucking time. Let me not give let me not give them reason to fuck with me, bro.
We were out, and I remember we went away as a group, and we was about to go pick up some food, and it was 4 dudes, 4 girls. And I was like, one of us got to stay. It's like, why? We can't have you can't have 3 black men driving with you at one time. And we're officially a gang at that point.
That's true.
In their eyes.
I got a story for you. Damn, I just love this shit. So I run into some cats that I went to high school with. Like almost 20 years later. I would just I maintain contact with one of them. He just happened to be friends with other people that we went to school with that became police officers. Black dude. He comes to my crib. Mind you, he's friends with us through a Spanish dude. They come to my house because we're about to go to the Barclays, ironically, to go watch the Nets play. They're in my crib. I'm smoking in my crib. Mind you in my house. Like, weed is legal. Like, I could do what the fuck I want to. Just so happens that somebody hit my wife while she was driving. So I'm driving a rental. They hit her and ran, bro. So like, I'm driving a rental, bro. We get into the car that I'm driving to go to the Barclays. First thing this black motherfucker says, yeah, that's a lot, bro. I'm gonna show you some shit in a second.
Yeah, you don't gotta
don't do that. I'm gonna show you some shit. First thing this black cop says to me, bro,
roll with a filter.
Is he was like, yeah, I would have definitely pulled you over. And I'm driving a Dodge Caravan, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why the fuck would you have pulled me over, bro? Like, he was like, yeah, you just look suspect driving this. And I was just like, And since then, I've just been cognizant, and I love my beloveds, but like, nigga, if you make me feel like I run the risk of police interaction at all, if I gotta pull my ID out for these niggas, bro, not saying that I got anything to hide, because I'm felony free, all of that. I just don't want that feeling no more. Nigga, that feeling, my heart jump into my
I'm gonna tell you,
my stomach. I hate that.
You saying you felony free, all that shit don't matter.
It don't fucking matter, bro.
I tell people all the time.
I literally felt like I did that work for nothing.
When you get pulled over by a police officer, the only thing that matters is how does that nigga feel in that moment.
And how much you're gonna be like, yes, sir.
Is he having a good day? Sometimes that don't even matter, nigga.
I told you that story.
Yeah.
The first story about when the cop pulled me over when I had a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, if he's having a good day,
he had a good day.
If he's having a good day,
had a whole bunch
if he's having a bad day, nigga, you better pray to God everything is clean, bro. Because he's gonna put you through the whole
no registration, no insurance,
whole system, yo,
bro.
Oh, you were blessed by
that's
God.
What I'm saying, bro.
It was Christmas time.
You were blessed by. He didn't want to do the paperwork.
That's for
he didn't want to do the paperwork.
Bro.
That's also, all that was, bro. He didn't want to do the paperwork.
He was like, why I pull you? I was like, it had to be my registration. He's like, where's your stuff? I said, I only got my license. Give him my license. And then I copped the plea on like why I didn't have my shit. Like, oh, I can't get it because of this, that, and the third. And I just was like,
he wanted to do the paperwork,
but
bro.
Look, when I seen the lights, when I seen the lights, I was like, it's it. I accepted it. I was like, I got nowhere to run.
And isn't that a fucked up way to be? Because let me ask you a question, and this is not to back you into no corner, but let's pretend John fucking Johnson was in your place. You know what I'm saying? John Johnson, my bad. But like
we called that too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say that he was in that situation.
Richard. Yeah.
Why wasn't his license up to par? Was it anybody else's fault or was it his fault?
And what you call is your fault because is your responsibility, of course.
Right. So why are we driving the car?
Oh, that's me.
And the car that we're driving, I'm just saying.
Let me tell you this. I'm driving the car for a year and a half. No problems. With not that paperwork.
The reason why I'm asking these questions is because I stand on the idea now as a 41-year-old man.
I was younger.
That we do not need to unnecessarily roll the dice no more, bro.
I know that. I understand
we be rolling the dice sometimes, and we don't have to. Like, nigga,
I was just rolling the dice because
imagine going to the casino and gambling and willing to lose everything.
Nigga, I'm driving,
but you can't win
around. I'm cush cabbing. I had the cab. You know, seeing me with the cab looking car.
The risk don't equal the reward, bro.
You young now. We old now. Yeah. When I was younger, you're right. Yo, we used to take a lot of risks.
And now that
we out here, think about it. We live. This is why I say no one from here really.
And it's like every nigga I know has had that no registration story. Like, we've all done it,
my G. And that's what I'm saying. At what point, right?
We've all done it. I know I did
stop being.
I was selling. I was going home with a pound in the trunk to try and get it to the crib, knowing. That's where I would get delivered. Would get delivered at the job. I was like, but this is what I would do. This is me thinking I'm being smart. I would leave at lunchtime because I'm like, I'm less likely to get bothered moving around at lunch to go to the crib. So even if I just got to get it to the crib, once I get it to the crib, once the weed's not in the crib, I can deal with anything else that I can deal. But bro, listen.
Mind you, that was shift change. Huh? That was fresh in the shift change. Shift change is at 11 a.m. What you talking about, bro?
I know. No, I thought I was you heard the key word.
For sure. And this is what I'm saying. I'm thinking too. Like, we thought we was so smart.
Thought we was smart as shit.
We thought we was out front.
Bro, we was so damn dumb, bro.
No. More times than not, when you was moving, they was watching you. You just wasn't doing that, and that was causing any significant change in money.
Yeah, you wasn't making enough noise.
If you start making enough noise, they gonna come get you. Look. They know where to come get you. They the suppliers, nigga. Of course they know where to come from.
Bro, this area, this Copland, man. They pulled the gun out on me around the corner. You know what I mean?
Okay. What were you doing
when I first moved here?
What were you doing?
I was driving by them.
Was your paperwork on par?
No, this is when everything was straight. This is me just being a black man in this neighborhood, in this area, in the afternoon, and it was 3 cars went by me. Mm-hmm. You know, they got the lights so you gonna look. Oh, what the fuck fuck's going on? Last car sees me, makes a UE, pulls me, get out the car. Because I fit the description.
Right.
You know what the description was.
My experiences with the police
Black
up
man.
north
No.
have been cool.
White
Everything
t-shirt,
down
black.
south,
They didn't have nothing else.
I don't drive no cars down south. I did that one time, nigga.
Bro, I went to Houston and I Ubered everything, and the people that I went with didn't understand. They like, oh, this nigga's worried about the sky going fall. I'm like, yo, dogs, I got one life and I got one job.
The one time I took a
dogs.
car in Florida, I got pulled over 3 times in a week. Right?
Why am I rolling the dice if I ain't got to?
One
bro?
time, cop pulled me over, told me, "Yo, your name is Myrie?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "It show you were just released from prison."
What? Was that you? Or that was somebody else's name?
Fam.
That was somebody else's name. That's wild.
I Googled my name one day and the niggas wanted for triple homicide. I said, nigga, what?
Yo. So I was like,
dogs.
I told that nigga, I was like,
in that area you was at?
No, thankfully. Like
I
this
told that nigga I was
98%.
98% sure I've never been to prison.
Yeah, they gonna make sure that it's not accurate. They're not gonna leave that to chance.
Yeah, I got the car searched.
They're not gonna leave it to chance.
I was like, God damn, it was late at night. He pulled me over for tailgating because I was following the person who I was there to go home.
Last time I got pulled over, literally not too long ago, my papers, everything straight, right? Oh, your license plate light is out.
And the cop an asshole. Because if I was tailgating, right, that person switched lanes, I would have just went by them.
Right.
I'm obviously following this person.
Yes, please. Well, no.
I had this, but
copy that.
No, I'm good right now.
They're not paying you yet, so you're not putting no labels on them.
So I'm obviously following this person home, but
I hate that it's that way too. Like, I never want to be that person that's like, yo, like, but again, because I have young sons, my son is down in Atlanta right now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as much as I want him to just be a carefree college student and shit like that, unfortunately, the history of Georgia does not operate in that space. And for me to pretend that doesn't happen, I'm foolish, bro, and I'm rolling the dice a different way. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not in my favor by not equipping my children. I hate that it's that way.
Gotta tell your kids what it is for real.
But nigga, if your paperwork is not straight, why the fuck you driving? Because you know that is gonna turn bad. And you might make it home tonight.
And because I've been in that space before. I always tell niggas like, yo, bro, you knew your paperwork wasn't straight too. We be trying to pretend, but as an old nigga who did it, yo, just don't do it. I really don't try to talk to these young niggas like that right now. These young niggas don't listen. You gotta have that internet clout for them to listen.
So some of them don't. A lot of them.
I talk in majorities. I don't talk in
sure.
That's how I speak. Yeah, there's always
fucks with you, bro. Because a lot of people don't appreciate speaking from that space. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I gotta say to them numbers wise. But it's literally from a space of majorities.
Yeah, obviously there's exceptions to every rule. So I'm never talking about.
So in my opinion, in my experience, young people, just like people our age, just like the elders, everybody, for the most part, numbers wise, they think they got the answer to everything. Mm-hmm. Some of them are feeling the same way that we are, but they don't know that they feeling it until we verbalize it. And then they identify, and then they like, oh, word. They start trying to get close to niggas. But what happens is us, especially our generation, we so caught up in trying to get to that bar that we alienate them. Yeah. The older niggas already done alienated us. So that divide is already in place.
And I don't think the generation before us alienated us, because I'll be real with you.
It was by default. They didn't intentionally do it.
Because I got
silent generation, the ones that have endured so much that they just want to be quiet now.
Oh yeah, they pussy now.
Like, they didn't do it on purpose.
The niggas who got hit in the chest, like the niggas who really got hit in the chest with the fire hose. They think we free.
My generation. I mean, my parents' generation.
They think we free because they's like, ain't no dogs chasing us no more.
Well, my mother's racism deals with wordplay more than anything.
No, their racism is just tangible. They really went through it.
They have real racism.
They went through it. We still have real racism. It's just passive aggressive.
Yeah, which I hate.
Yeah, because it's still just as powerful.
The racism today operates more like a force field.
And it's more classism. Because
you're right about
being real, like, racism isn't the issue anymore, bro.
It's pushed in the classism.
Like,
it's disguised as classism, but it's
You
still
just-
racism because black people are the only ones that's
no, we're
poor
just
right
the
now.
most. We're the ones that you have to target because you understand that your power is tied to our lack of knowledge. If we figured out that what you have told yourself you are, that we are, the entire idea of what it would be would skip. It's just the issue you're having is as you try to kill black people, everybody won't be black people. So it's like you have this weird
for the weekend.
You have this weird thing where you have every other race of people like who hate you, but like
cosplay as you when
but it's like but they can't have you die because they don't create enough of themselves to be able to come with nothing without you. So it's like a weird. We gotta preserve them to preserve ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you're in that space, right? And as niggas, like, it's like, 'cause I really try not to operate from a place of being a victim, right?
Right.
Because we are victims of our lack of knowledge, right?
Correct.
Now we have an issue where like we do have the ability to go find out what it is.
Wait a minute, I have something to add to that. It could be lack of knowledge, but we do have a lot more knowledge than we had before.
I agree.
I think we are not happy, but like comfortable in this mind state of being black today.
Let me ask you a question: Who's a white hero? Like
as far as what,
historical, who white people look to as a figure that is leading them.
Ronald Reagan.
Anybody in history is considered.
Yeah, Ronald.
All right, now who are black heroes?
Entertainers, which is doubling back to my point. Like, it sucks that entertainers are
heroes. And why do you think that is?
Because they're living a life that the standard black person would dream.
Entertainers can be paid to deliver a message, bro.
Exactly.
Of course, that's true.
Let me ask you a question, right? If you look at when Fred Hampton was killed, right? Because I've been talking about this. I talked about this a long time.
Supposedly the day that Jay-Z was born.
How old was he?
He was 21.
All right. Mm-hmm. So when did they start letting niggas play professional sports?
Is it before? I've never been.
When did they start to really push niggas start to be an integral part of actual professional sports?
Oh, you mean to push them into that?
Yeah.
It might have been the late 60s, early 70s. Whatchamacallit? What's my man that just died not too long ago? And he was up there with Kanye, with Trump when they was all mad about it.
Herschel?
Not Herschel.
George?
The big, not George.
Jim Brown.
Huh?
Jim Brown.
Okay.
Jim Brown was like that.
All right. Yeah. So why do you think that those two things correlated around the same time? Fred Hampton was 21 years old, right? Mm-hmm. And he literally led in a movement, right? That literally created an empowerment in the black community where we actually had
black, white, poor,
100%. Right?
Yeah, color.
Now there are atrocities that were committed because human beings are human beings, right? Mm-hmm. So there's no perfect. So because you're not going to talk about the black, because this is what people do. The Black Panther Party was doing this. Yes, we know this, right? We're going to talk about them in terms of the majority of what they were doing in terms of good, right? If you wouldn't have killed, when he said you can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution, you can't kill the revolution. What you can do is pay the revolution $300 million to shut the fuck up, right? So now you had the strongest, most advanced, most physically superior versions of ourselves, right? Instead of them being activists and leaders in our actual communities, they are dribbling basketballs and they are the new age gladiators, right?
Sure.
Fucking Jaylen Brown.
What is it, bucking?
Listen, Jaylen Brown is worth $300 million and he's a fucking genius. He should have been bred to lead the free fucking world, bro. But the reason why you don't want that is because you don't want man in them to look up and be like, I could lead the free world. No, I want to be Michael Jordan. I don't want to be Fred Hampton. I don't want to lead the community. I don't want to affect change in the community. I want to be a billionaire and create as much wealth for myself as possible. They don't want
another black messiah. That was Fred Hampton. They was like,
after they killed that nigga, they said there's a quote there's a quote where they said if we want to give you another black messiah, we'll give you one.
So
that is true.
My unpopular opinion about this is that we have.
And after this, we're getting the current events.
No
Athletes
doubt.
don't do shit for shit.
We have approached
this
same issue the same way for so long. And again, like, we are placing responsibility on our entertainers to be like the ones who donate money into the hood to build institutions and shit. What I don't see for the influencers or the ones who make it cool is pushing for young people to become doctors or scientists or masters of industry that are actually going to lead to infrastructure. I had a conversation with my man the other day. He's a black man, but he's lighter than all of us in the room. Like, why those 4 pillars of our community are so important. You know what I'm saying? And this is, this is the point that I wanted to make about segregation. At one point in time, segregation or integration was the worst thing to happen to us. At this point, segregation will be the worst thing to happen to us.
Well.
Hold on 1 second.
Is that because
let him finish. Let
me get where I'm going.
My bad. I thought it was my cousin.
The reason why I say that it will be the worst thing to happen to us is because if they cut us off tomorrow and tell us that we can't go to Costco, let's just say, I'm just throwing names out there. Gotcha. Like, even though Costco has been like they're participating in DEI and shit, if these Home Depot, Lowe's, all of these places were like, yo, you can't shop here no more tomorrow. Your kids can't go to school to where they went to school last week. What was today? Saturday?
I have no schools.
Like,
and we don't support any black owned.
Your wife is pregnant and about to give birth, and her water breaks today. But yesterday, segregation was enacted. The only hospital you got right now is the clinics at Michael Jordan that we was like, oh, this nigga built prisons. But we not talking about him opening his 6th health clinic in North Carolina. Where the fuck are we going, bro?
Well, that comes to the play.
Niggas talking about we can grow food, but who's growing food right now that can eat for the next couple of weeks?
Probably a bunch. There's probably a bunch of niggas who know how to grow food. We just don't support it. We would have no choice. We would. You know why we would know somebody? Because we'd have no fucking choice.
I know.
You know why we outsource, right? Because we don't know that there's people who do there's niggas who do the exact same shit. We have. First of all, niggas they make it so difficult for niggas to get resources, so we're gonna charge way more than everybody else. If niggas had no choice but to only work amongst themselves, they would work amongst themselves. You know, niggas used to have us in chains and shit, and we freed ourselves.
Right.
We're not in chains.
What I'm saying,
you have a bunch of rich niggas who wouldn't be able to use the same institutions either.
Different chains. What you just said, we're not allowed to.
But no, you would now have a bunch of rich black people. Let's just argument say it's all black people. Whether you rich, not, you have a whole bunch of rich black people who now there's no white spaces for them to be able to get into to show that they're elite, right? You'd have to build amongst your people. You'd have no choice.
That is very fair.
So now you know the same thing when we didn't have hospitals in Black Wall Street, they built them. They didn't have airports, we built them.
Doesn't this always?
And they were the best because we're smart. And they were forced to put proper education in our schools.
Hold up. 6 months ago we had this conversation and you said, nah, we can't do this because they're gonna get at us. Now it's this
is in a perfect world. This is in a perfect world because they would probably come and burn that shit down.
But now if it is segregation, if it's going to be as blunt or as vile as they had it before, if that's, or it might be passive aggressive.
Niggas got guns now.
So let me.
But they got lasers, nigga. You said that
they do have lasers.
Let me expand a little bit, right? So I don't think that it is impossible that we are going to be able to build. That's not the point that I'm making.
Okay.
I'm thinking about that time frame that it takes to get from, again, if they flip the switch tomorrow, that paper been signed since when? Thursday? Let's say Monday they announce, nigga, it's done. And again, let's say any one of us, for the sake of argument, has a wife who's about to give birth. What are we going to do? Our elders who are currently sick, what are we going to do? Our children who are medically in need right now, what are we going to do? How many are going to have to die until we build that shit already?
There's a lot of people who give birth at home with a doula. If we are black people, we're going to band together. You're going to have people who have the education and those skills.
You know what happened?
They're going to be able to give birth to those children. The problem is we become so dependent on modern quote unquote medicine.
Yeah.
Listen,
by Monday, I get the theory, but that by Monday, that logistically, that scramble is going to be crazy. They're already battling abortion right now. They're already battling abortion logistics and people being able to travel. Imagine again if they flip the switch and they tell niggas that you can drive your car.
What are the abortion logistics they're battling? If you tell,
about women who are getting pregnant in other states and being able to travel to like New Jersey or states that abortion is legal.
I just think it's the fact that we still argue if people can kill babies just over and over and over again.
That part, I agree with you also.
So it's like abortion. I think people got to understand abortion. The reason why it's such a big thing in our communities is because they do not want us to procreate.
Yes. That's why they have Planned Parenthood.
They don't want us to procreate, bro. And at a certain point, listen. When it comes, wait, hold on, wait. At a certain point, when we had this conversation about abortion, when does the responsibility between men and women come to stop having
random sex,
unprotected sex so recklessly?
Correct.
Abortion being used as a form of birth control is an issue.
We feel entitled.
So look, let me back up.
As a people,
your point is very valid, and I share that.
Whether we have or not, that's how we feel, bro. Whenever there's an issue, I'm not cutting y'all off. I'm not.
No,
whenever there's an issue, like the old just shit, I'm sitting there and I'm saying, God damn. Not just her, I'm not trying to put it on women, but just the mind state of we've gotten to a point. Because I'm from 1980, my nigga. I was here when the VCR was here, and it's not. You know what I mean? Like I've seen shit happen. Yeah. I sit back. We talked about. I was there when you didn't talk about who you was fucking praying to. You didn't say all this shit. Now everything's out and about. Now women is ratchet as fuck until Felicia Rashad sits down and talks, and now everybody's quiet and they want to pay attention. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Y'all both
feel entitled to who we are and what we feel we need or we should be getting. So that's a problem we have to live in.
Y'all both have very valid points, and I share your sentiment too. Like, number one, with abortion, I feel that the conversation is not had enough about responsible sexual practices. And not having unprotected sex with people that you don't intend on being
with. If you don't want to have a baby, don't fuck.
Now, be that as it may, right?
Yes, I go to that.
Be that as it may, that's a different branch of a tree that we talking about. Like the main root that we talking about that's about to be cut off at the stump is we're talking about the inability for us to access vital infrastructure that we don't have in place. And while I wish we did have it in place, we don't.
To do what?
Anything. Banking.
Oh, I thought you was only talking about in the realms of
abortion. No. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's take abortion, right? And let's say that is like a branch.
There are black banks. There actually are very functional black banks.
Fair. One United is inaccessible for people that are in the tri-state area.
So you know what's going to happen? They're going to create more because nobody. If niggas can't use these others, shit has to happen.
Have you watched how long it takes to erect a building?
Not as long as you think it do.
Yes, bro. I'm literally watching.
It depends on the building.
Hold up. I'm watching 4 of them being erected.
But think about
by a certain group right now.
You're probably talking about in terms of you're going to find a gymnasium if you need to. You can bring equipment to where you need to. Black people are very resourceful. I think, again,
when our backs are against the wall, yes.
We have become so used to
the bullshit.
Nah, we're listen,
bullshit.
Even if you're looking at Western medicine, when we talk about we should be putting more time into people becoming doctors, we should educate ourselves in how to actually really take care of ourselves, right? Western medicine is not built on taking care of people. It is built on numbers, right? It's built on numbers. How many people can we keep around to keep pumping these type of pills into because
drain them out of money until they're not.
How long can we keep them alive so they continue to? That's what Western medicine is. Right?
There's no comeback.
The idea, if you get the issue is we've been Eurocentric minded, bro. We're trying to be like the people we taught how to be people.
I'm I don't subscribe to that.
The people we taught
the point that I lean on more so than anything is our lack of preparedness.
Gotcha.
We are literally banking on something to happen in order for us to get our shit together and for us to create infrastructure more than we already have.
Still waiting
I
for
agree,
stimulus packages.
but again, you're speaking from an idealist step. Ideally, yes. The reality is the only thing that's going to wake us up is having no other option.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
You're not wrong, but we know who we are as a people now. Unfortunately, we are not about prevention. We are about cure.
I'm thinking about
so
how
if they really do it, if they really go that route, we will have no choice.
I'm thinking about how hard it is right now to find Black people that specialize in different areas.
It's not as hard as you think.
Hold on one second. That are contractors, plumbers.
Not as hard as you think.
However,
I got 2 in my circle.
Right. Then you go down to the idea of reliability.
I got a lawyer in the circle. I got an architect in the circle.
That's fair.
All Black.
All Black. And they're all high level.
My point is that I've been referred to a number of people. It then comes down to reliability. It then comes down to whether or not they're price gouging. Not saying that your people are guilty of that, but I have had
they're price gouging based upon a white price scale.
That's fair. But
if you remove that white price scale because we can only fuck with each other,
and then insert,
you know what's going to really happen? The barter system.
We take, bro.
That's what's going to happen because it becomes about survival.
I watch my people almost eat each other alive over them PPP loans, bro. I've watched people.
We were still plugged into a Eurocentric mindset.
It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is
we were still trying to get money to be able to still climb into a white space.
Hold on. My point is this. We almost ate each other alive for very minimal resources. I have experienced every profession that I've listed that has price gouged me based on whatever circumstance.
And where was those prices based on?
What I'm telling you is when you insert necessity of that, I've watched us do it when we didn't have to do it.
But what was it based on though?
Assume that it's not going to happen to me out of necessity is foolish. For somebody to be like now when 100,000, well, there's 20 million Black people in the country right now, right? And tomorrow, 20 million niggas need homes because we can no longer rent. We can no longer bank.
You basically can't rent in these neighborhoods unless you fit into a certain criteria.
Bro, we're not going to be able to. Bro, segregation is literally going to flip the switch to where we're not going to be able to even.
The issue with segregation has always been that they continue to come into our neighborhoods.
So my question is, what are you going to do with those?
If you segregate us and you allow us to figure it out and build our own country without any interference,
this is true because look at it.
We will be fine.
All right. I know.
It is the integration and the fact that you have too many niggas who think they are the golden nigga who can climb into those white spaces and be accepted. If you remove the element of even climbing into those spaces, the only thing you can be is elite Black, right? It's the only thing you can do. You have to build a community to even climb to the top of.
So my question to you is this, right? Based on the timetable that I offered, which is Monday, effectively being when the switch goes off.
That's anything. If they were to do that on a global scale, there's going to be casualties. It's just a fact.
I said
it is what it is.
I said with any.
And I'm not trying to be heartless. I'm trying to tell you it is what it is.
Sacrifices. Now, boom. I see your side, and I see your side. This is the difference between
wait.
Let me just say this. This is the difference between right. He's coming from when we have fire to us, we get to it because there's no other way to it.
I agree.
Coming out of slavery, we never experienced that shit.
Facts.
Them niggas, whatever they had, they built off that shit. That's why I get mad when I say, why can't we do that? And you say they'll burn it down, right? But that was the whole argument, right? But they did that shit multiple times. They destroyed us multiple times. Physically, emotionally, financially, the household, everything they destroyed, they took from us. Your family's family is done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what they do in the 60s when it's, oh shit, they uprising. The fuck's going on? You got Medgar Evers, you got Malcolm, you got Martin, you got JFK saying some wild shit, his brother saying some wild shit, and your man.
That was all about integrating into white spaces.
No. Well, one or two of them was for that, and Malcolm was never for that.
It was the issue at that point is when you were trying to build black only spaces. They wasn't even trying to allow.
All right, but bust it. Now I'm telling you this difference, really right? I'm just trying to give you a little a scope of it, right? Like you said, they shut us down. We athletes now.
Mm-hmm.
We entertainers now, right? They integrate us into their lifestyle as far as we could go.
Elite
Yeah. They sell you the dream, right? And now we're thinking like Anglo-Saxons, or we're thinking like this one and that one, right? But so now,
I dare them to do a white only basketball league. You imagine us only having a nigga only league?
I mean,
that's why they got rid of.
Imagine. All right, now let's say you think white people are going to have a nigga only league and not be able to watch our shit.
So the funny shit is that I'm glad you brought that up.
Wait, can I just round it out right
Yes,
quick?
you can.
Now, remember I said we built when we came out of slavery. Now we're integrated for 50 plus years. That's about almost 60 years. We integrated, right? We already stuck in this integration lifestyle. That's why your mind is thinking the way it's going, because now granted, you're not thinking of yourself. You're thinking of your family. I know it. I can see it. Fuck me. No Diddy and shit. But don't think of me as a man. I'm thinking of my family.
Thinking about my people, bro.
Family, people, relatives, all that shit, right? Right? He's saying...
Think about people too.
But also, you're coming from a part where you're like, all right, but we could still rebuild. We could still get it to the point where we need to go.
I agree.
If you really think about your people, then you got to understand that if it happens during your generation, then your generation was a generation that their hopes and dreams
is going to be built off that, basically.
Off of that. And that's just what it is. It's just like the people in the 60s who didn't get to become comedians, or didn't get to become fucking podcasters, or didn't get to become athletes.
Yeah.
Their hopes and dreams is built on creating that for us. Like, if you can be the foundation of that, then it is what it is. But to think that we can't make it out, the only issue you've ever had making it as black people is that white people do not allow us to make it as black people. They have an issue with us being able to grow and be...
when they see that...
Because they feel that, because again, we always know what that is. They feel like we're going to rise up and do what they did to them.
And we never...
We're talking about, if we're in an idealistic world where if you're going to bring back segregation, but you're going to leave us the fuck alone, right? They would never do that. We'd surpass them. If you're going to leave us the fuck alone...
That's why they destroyed our shit.
If you're going to leave us the fuck alone for real, if you bring back segregation...
That's why they destroyed that shit in the first place.
Yeah, no, they never... white people, that's a ploy. They need us.
So
they need us. It's a problem.
Question. And I lean on the
idea...
They
wants to be slaves again.
I lean on the idea that I don't disagree with you, and I do think that we have the propensity to get it right. I just think that it's weird that we're waiting for a space of desperation to do that.
I think that's unfortunate.
Or a so-called leader.
There's an ideal and there's a reality. Everybody got a leader, bro. That's what's crazy.
No matter how insulated or how prepared I might think that I am for my immediate family, I still think about the people that may be potentially displaced because they're no longer allowed to rent. I think about all of the people who don't have... How many people you know got $5,000 or $10,000 in emergency funds just tucked somewhere?
But think about the people who... All right, where we are right now, for you to think about that, right? Think about the people who got chased by dogs. Think about the people who got hit in the chest with hoses.
Correct.
Right? Think about the people who got hit in their head just for going to get a fucking burger.
So
think about the people... Think about the fact that you had to take a shit and the only black restaurant you could take a shit was 50 miles away, bro.
That's what it's about to be again.
All right. Again,
how many black gas stations reside around here?
You're
just
absolutely right.
Average.
You're absolutely right.
How many?
Do you know what's going to happen? Let me tell you. The reason why is because you are going around to go to a white space.
You know how hard it is to get a fuel license, bro?
There's only 20 million of us, right? If we condense ourselves, and I'm talking about this in an idealistic world, they leave us alone. We will condense ourselves in a space that has the resource that we can get to. We'll create our trade. You know why we'll create our trade outside of ourselves? Because everybody want to be niggas. Right?
That's fair, bro. The point that I'm making,
if you give niggas a space to grow, they would. The problem is they'll never do that because they know we'll fucking grow. That's always the issue they always had with us is community.
So look, the point that I'm making
that's why
is this, bro.
Quote unquote communities are in bad shapes and it's all fucked up.
Is again that I agree with you that we do have the ability to get it right, but if all of the systems in place that we currently are so dependent on cease to exist, right? In the time frame that it takes for us to establish our own, just accessing fuel alone, let alone establishing trade routes, let alone being able to be FDIC insured to protect people money. This is another avenue that we got to explore. We haven't spoken about supermarkets. We haven't spoken about agriculture.
He's still talking about within the white Eurocentric system, bro.
Black farmers.
No, he's talking about the black ones.
Black farmers right now
ones,
do not even have the ability to grow food at the rate the rest of America can. So much so to where they're suing the government.
I was trying to say
because they still also have to go through. If we could build that many self-sustaining towns in the fucking 50s and 60s, right? With what we know now, what we have now, what we have access to now, we did this when there was nobody who really had any money, man. Like, we can do that. You're worried about the immediate, and yes, there are going to be losses.
That's enough to what I'm worried about is that time frame that we are going to go without.
So what?
Hold on one second. Let me land my plane, bro. What I'm concerned with is that time frame that we are going to go without into establishing whatever it is that we're going to build. That gap of going without is enough to cripple us. And then we're literally going to have to start from below zero.
Then you underestimating niggas.
Bro, we're already behind below zero. We are 4 generations.
No, we're behind because we are integrated into a Eurocentric system.
4 generations behind the poorest household in terms of income in this country.
So how did we build? So I'm asking you a question.
We are already below zero.
I'm asking you a question. Wait. So even when that was, how did we build Black Wall Street? How did we build Black Wall Street?
So my theory is, right, we built Black Wall Street at a time where also America didn't have a lot either. Like they were literally just establishing their system.
But they already had a heads up because we had
just got out of slavery, nigga.
I'm not.
We were still mad. We were still hella generations behind.
Bro, what I'm saying is we were fighting a superpower then. We're trying to establish our own shit. And then we had to fight civilians.
We have black billionaires.
Hold on 1 second, bro. Can you Google how many black billionaires we have right now?
6.
It's 22 globally. 22.
I was talking about American.
That's not enough. That is not enough. These niggas don't even want to spend money now. You're telling me in time of necessity, with their resources,
you're talking about brown people that no, I'm not asking.
It's not enough. Brown. Why is it not enough?
Because
you know how much money it costs to end global hunger right now?
How much?
42 billion.
And nobody stepped up to the plate yet. So what does that tell you?
Because it's still based upon a Eurocentric system.
So what? History
if you remove the Eurocentric system and you say niggas can only spend with niggas, we will be. And you're gonna leave us alone. It's because these niggas, they're getting this money to be able to operate in white spaces.
So now if
they can't operate in white spaces and you only give it to niggas, if you can only work with niggas, you can only spend with niggas, you can only trade with niggas, you can only be around niggas, you can only purchase through niggas.
There's an issue. There's one issue. What you're saying is correct. There's one issue. And that's why we've been talking about the same shit for 40 minutes. Listen, there's niggas that think like he's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So the thinking has to be corrected. Because once you're still thinking in that mind state, you're going to have a lot of issues.
Here's what I'm going to say to you with that.
Go ahead.
I think black people are the most intelligent people on earth, right? So I think if you put them in a situation where they have no other choice but to lean to what's going to go into their survival, they will adapt no matter what their thought process is when it actually changes to what is necessary to them to survive, or they won't survive.
I have 2 questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Number one being, how long do you take or do you estimate that it would take for us to establish infrastructure?
I don't know.
Just give it a ballpark.
I can't give it a ballpark because I don't know how long.
Okay, so I'll do one for you.
I'm saying no, but let me ask you a question. If they said if you make this decision, and let's say in 200 years, your people will be in the greatest position they've ever been in the history of the world, would you make that decision?
Well, he would have to know that.
I'm just. That's why I'm asking. With that being thought process in mind,
you have to know that.
So
because if I can make that decision, and that's even a possibility.
He's talking more like a radical than I am today.
All right. If that's even a possibility that my people at some point won't suffer, then okay. Because the hell we live in trying to conform to a Eurocentric mindset, I don't want to do that for another 200 to 300 years. I would rather us break our entire system down and figure out how to build something with only us. Because what's happening now is what put us in the position we're in, right? So rap music only died because we sold it to whites.
So the question,
you feel me?
So the question that I asked you, right, is that if you're telling me that if they announce in the news, like I said, Monday, that's what it is, and I'm just throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
If it takes 200 years for us to establish healthcare, some type of long-term social security for our elders and shit like that, proper education for our children, that's okay.
Well, if it takes 200 years to establish that,
have we established?
Wait, hold on. If it takes 200 years to establish that, and then after we establish it, we have 20 generations of prosperity. Absolutely.
Okay. And another thing, real quick,
absolutely.
That's all for that.
Go ahead.
And have we even sustained that now? We are 500 years out of goddamn slavery.
That's what I was just about to ask. My second question to the first question was this, right? Being that we know right now that we are already, in terms of wealth, not in terms of intellect or anything else, but just in terms of resources, we're 4 generations behind even the Hispanic community now. How long do you estimate, do you think that it would even take, even if they dismantle it and break us down, we're already at -3 on the line of integers, maybe even -4. How long do you think that it's going to take for us to get to 0?
Not as long as you think. You know why? Because
I'm just asking.
No, I'm gonna tell you this why. Because we're the number one in spending at trillions, right? The reason why is because we keep spending outside of our communities. That's true. If we're spending only trillions with us,
support. That's what I said.
And niggas want to be like us, so even if they can't be around us,
everything
they have to.
We don't even support.
I'm glad y'all made that point, but we are spending money that we earned with white jobs. So if they come to a screeching halt tomorrow, right?
Then you can only hire niggas, and niggas have to work with all.
There are nobody to hire. Where are we to hire niggas? Please.
We have no choice. The same way. When there was nowhere to hire niggas when we created Black Wall Street, we would do the same thing now with our fucking resources.
Okay, folks. Okay.
The same way when we had nothing, we would create a lot of something to the point where we created something so great, it was like, nah, we gotta burn this to the ground.
I just think it's silly thinking that we're not there already.
What do you mean?
In terms of establishing our own shit. Like,
no, we can. I agree.
We don't have
but we are programmed to think that we're supposed to build within this system. If the system wasn't there to build it, we would build our own shit.
Let me ask you a question. So you're saying that building the essential pillars of civilization or for a progressive civilization is adopting the ideas of European whites?
No. I'm saying
that's what I'm asking.
No, I'm saying it's the exact opposite. I'm saying we have to stop trying to ingratiate ourselves and be like the Eurocentric white man. No, the Eurocentric mindset is what's killing us. We don't come from that. We actually come from community.
You said my mindset?
No. Us as a people.
Oh, okay. And I was just trying to gain clarity. That's all.
Us as a people. The Eurocentric minding is what's killing it. If we only try to be...
Do most black people know that cowboys come from us? Do most black people know that cowboys come from us?
No.
They're going to see this and think that they're going to think it's based on some John Wayne shit, right?
So, yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Fair.
So, we already know this, bro. And
we been the sauce, man. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Yo, bro.
Like, niggas had us enslaved. We came out of slavery and built 70 towns.
We made everything.
And niggas was like, nah, chill. We got to burn these shits to the ground. Central Park, nigga. Just you got to talk about that.
The town.
Listen, we were good. If you left us alone, we'd have been fine. In fact,
that's not accurate. Because again,
how?
How's
that not accurate?
What would have stopped Black Wall Street from flourishing if you didn't burn it to the ground?
So
twice.
When I say that's not accurate, right? Is yes, Tulsa, the Rosewoods.
More than that, but
countless.
It's like 70 of them.
Towns in Alabama and in Oakland.
What's that? Lena Park, Lena Lake, or some shit in Georgia.
Lanier Park was Otisville.
Okay.
But
anyway, like
Lake Lanier was Otisville. Detroit, like countless cities across America. I agree with you. They did in fact burn shit to the ground. But again, we are now talking about establishing nothing from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did before. We had nothing.
Slavery
ended. What did we have?
Wait, let me tell you what the difference is.
They were unorganized.
Let me tell you.
In terms of schematics, white people were unorganized, bro. They didn't know
what was niggas?
They were so busy fighting amongst each other.
What was niggas?
This is the only reason slaves are free,
and yet they enslaved us. And once we were free, they were smart enough to enslave us and have us build their entire way of life and civilization.
Ancestors or grandmas,
and then kept us enslaved for 500 years. They're smart enough to do that.
Hold up.
They're way more organized. You got to give them credit.
Grandmas and grandpas we got left, nigga, we don't listen to them. We in a different mind state. We in a different fucking mind state, bro.
And we expect.
And we accept it. Fuck, we expect. Wait, hold on. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just getting. We expect this shit, right? That's the one problem. That's the one issue I have with where he's coming from. I know where he's coming from, but also you're also coming from kind of a Caribbean mindset with that, because Black American, like this, the Black mindset is so fucked up right now. No. I'm not trying to put you in.
No. But I hear what you're saying. But I'm not saying you're actually not listening. Then I'm saying that us as Black people, we are so smart. I'm not talking about from a point of another. I'm talking about if you give us no other option as Black people in this country, we will absolutely figure it out.
I agree with you. I didn't say I lost that. Pardon me. I didn't say I lost that.
I agree with you.
I agree with you. I'm just telling you. See, I'm just saying the mind state is going to be the hardest thing.
Of course.
Because until that intelligence ain't going to come up.
No, because the mindset you're talking about is they're still trying to ingratiate themselves into something that isn't for them.
Yes.
If you remove that, yes, the mindset is still fucked up. It's going to take some time.
Yes.
We're brilliant. When there's no other option, it will self-correct. It will correct itself.
I agree with you.
It's going to take time. I'm not saying there's some shit that happens overnight. You're saying the effect of what happens immediately. I'm saying I understand.
What I'm saying is we are too willing to operate in a space that we need to press a hard reset over something that it's only been 57 years, bro. What's going to stop us from having to press a hard reset again in another 57 years?
There's going to be a reset
after
regardless.
200 years
of
us operating in the space
of desperation, if you don't believe,
this is the way the conversation was supposed to go. Fuck that board.
Yeah.
Fuck that board. But
I know.
If you don't believe, right? And again, I will always go back to, if you don't believe that they were afraid of what we would have been had you allowed our black towns, our black segregated towns to thrive and grow, then you don't understand what we are.
My nigga, we are trying to build, we are talking about building a society against robots and shit now, my nigga.
My nigga, who are the most brilliant tech minds we have? They're probably black.
That may be, but they're not employed at Boston Scientific.
But my
the ones
point,
who are
but then what you're not hearing us
going through this roundabout.
If you're saying we're going to be segregated and black people can only work with black people, you're talking about the most brilliant minds within a particular field only being able to work with its own people. We will be fine.
I hope. I pray.
You have to believe in who we are, nigga. We've always built everything from nothing.
That is always the prayer, bro.
They've took everything from us. We got something. We didn't even get everything back. We didn't have full rights, and we still built self-sustaining towns and communities without even having the full benefits of them. They call us 3/5 of fucking human when we built that shit, son.
So,
can we wait? Can we? We've been going roundabout. We have. He's proven his point. You've proven your point. I've tried to explain certain shit. If segregation happens tomorrow, the mind state of the black people will be asked out immediately because we're not prepared.
Of course. Anytime there's revolution or there's a change, the generation that goes through it suffers because you're talking about what they've grown accustomed to a radical change and shift in dynamic.
In the same manner.
And then eventually,
if you put us to the fire and we have enough time, we will build and construct newer things for us.
Because what we've always done.
Yes.
Right? And everybody's going to follow everything we do like they always do. If we were the most if we were at the pinnacle of civilization right now, there'd be world peace
on this Americanized way of living.
My belief is everything that we are capable of producing, they are now employing robots to be able to produce. To where
and my mindset is who's building those robots. I'm pretty sure
it's not the Mexicans.
No, I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure it's saying to you,
somebody's black.
Some of the most brilliant minds who are involved in those tech operations are black people.
I mean,
black people who they cannot afford to lose. That's why they had to make them feel like they're better than other black people. I promise you that. And you know that's true because of how much things we've created and they tried to mask and keep from the fact that we created them. I promise you some of the most brilliant minds behind. I'm going to bring up fucking Jaylen Brown again. He's literally a genius. Why do you think they wanted to get that nigga $300 million to fucking dribble a basketball?
That's fair.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. It's just I believe in us that much.
I do too. However, I'm still thinking about that timetable. The
timetable is what it is, bro. Because anytime anything changes,
let me ask you a question.
There is a down point. It's like everything.
Can I ask him a question?
Sure.
If you were 10, no, fuck that. If you were 20 years younger, would you still feel that way as far as the time? Because I think it's the time that's the issue with you. As far as that.
You're asking me if I knew what I know now.
I'm asking you of your mind state, and will it probably still be in that same way of for that time?
So knowing what I know now, I've always known that time is against us. You know what I'm saying? That was like one of those realization moments type shit. Like I've always known that we were lacking in certain areas. I've always known that there was some shit that when it came time for representation, we were never represented in that light. And it started me questioning why weren't we ever wanted there, right?
Why don't we? You know what happens when you're in an all black something? We don't worry about that. Because we represent ourselves.
That's a fact.
When we're all black.
You're talking about representation in a white in a
that's what happens.
Form.
Like
Who cares?
The
There's a point where niggas didn't want to be around white people or around no people.
But
we just want to be around us.
That's what I'm telling you about the mind state, because we're so attached like that to this life.
Bro, in a world where everybody else
he's telling you
is represented, except for literally the men. This is why we created this podcast, bro. We created a podcast to inadvertently tell the world that we don't think like the world has taught them to think about us.
No,
is that accurate or no?
That's a fact.
Yes, that's a fact.
So my question is, I mean, not my question, but I still,
go ahead.
I lean on the idea that I love us, bro. I love the color of my skin. I want my children to be proud of that
Would
shit.
you want to be anything else but a black man in America?
No, sir. No, sir.
Facts.
Me knowing what I know about myself and going on this journey, I do not want to change
you
anything. However, me going through this journey, I realized that at one point in time, I was teetering a very fine line of being just as lost or getting caught in those bear traps that if you get caught one time, you're going to lose your foot, bro. And I don't mean your foot literally, but I mean your ability to operate even in a European society to empower yourself to do something else. Like we are trying to gather resources that are scarce to begin with. And while we have black millionaires, how many of them do we know or have access to their information to where we can start changing how the fuck we thought? I got my game from white people. You want to be real? Again, your Earth was watching PBS.
I know.
I got my game from white people, bro. And then when I got in spaces with other black people and they saw that I knew shit, they was like, oh, you sharp too. Oh, so this is what you're supposed to do. And I'm like, damn, my nigga, where the fuck was I? Where were you?
I go through the same thing in comedy.
And this is what I'm saying, my G.
But I think
we're taught we're taught the history. This is the difference. We're taught everything from America. The history, whatever history they claiming, the history, the knowledge, the actors, the shows, all of that shit. I could tell you who's this, who's the boss, all this shit, right? Ask them, do they need to know about our shit? No. Our shit is, we black, we so-called from Africa, we were slaves, we got free after some time. It wasn't that great. It wasn't that great after we were free. But after the 60s and 70s, somehow racism just disappeared somehow, somewhere.
Right. And we are all
that's it, right?
We are all.
Do you agree?
You're not wrong.
We all acknowledge that racism just changed its face.
No, it just got swept under the carpet.
Nah, it literally just transformed, bro. It shape-shifted like the T-1000 in Terminator. When you slammed the door in his face, the shit came underneath the door and then reformed in a different manner. Like, especially, all right, I got a better analogy. Remember when there was a way that that Sarah Connor like delayed the T-1000? Like she like swung, or Arnold like swung something and then like he had to like morph back together. The next time that shit happened, he wasn't successful.
Yeah, he learned. Yeah. I got that.
At what point are we willing to sacrifice our babies and the time and the people? Us, Nick, yo, dogs. We
can you want me to be harsh and truthful? We sacrifice our babies a lot all the time.
I'm already more than we already.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? When they abolished slavery, you feel like there was like a grace period? Like,
no, because the whole idea.
No. I'm just saying. Like, I'm pretty sure they abolished slavery. If they said they was gonna abolish slavery on a Tuesday, that shit was abolished on Wednesday.
Well, Texas took what, 2 years before?
But you know what I mean in terms of niggas had to figure it out with no means or resources, right? No education.
A lot of them went back to their slave masters.
A lot of them went back because that's no means of education.
Wait. Segregation now.
Yeah.
Mind state. No. When he's talking, that's going back.
Because
no, that's that reliable. That's the dependable.
No means of education. No, I'm saying there's no means of education. No nothing. And you know what we did? We went and we started to create community because we understood as a people, it's the same thing that animals understand, right? You get into groupings of individuals or creatures that look like you. You try to find food. You try to find shelter, survival. Right?
Survival.
Now, as you start to create those, because those are the necessities you really need, you stop thinking about the things that they told us that we needed to survive, right? Life insurance,
We do need life insurance.
We need life insurance because we're locked into a system that's based upon.
Nah, you need resources to lead to your generation. So, unfortunately, where we live, right? If I pass away and I'm in debt, my children have to take on my debt.
In debt to who?
The white man.
To the system in which we gotta pay to live. Unfortunately, there's no free land that we can inhabit that we don't have to pay for.
I'm saying
bro.
to you, if because the reason why I don't think it's gonna work is I don't think they'd allow it. I don't think they would ever let us do it. Because unlike you and a lot of Black people, we are skeptical of if we'd be able to actually make it work because of the things we think we need now. They know if we give these niggas their land, right, and tell them to go to themselves, they will build a civilization in the community far greater than we could ever imagine.
You're hoping someone gives you land. The hope is that they give you land. That is the hope. The Homestead Act was supposed to give us land.
We actually have land. It's Patterson. It's Newark.
Patterson is run by an Arabic or Hispanic mayor.
My point is, because do you know why? Do you know why? Because we are still integrated, right? We still have people in our communities who were allowed to. Everything when niggas had nigga-owned towns was nigga-owned, right? You create a system where niggas can't or don't need to work with because we never need nobody else. Right? They created that so they could come and infiltrate us so we could never spend money with ourselves. All them shops you see in there that are run by the Habibis and the fucking Asians should have been run by niggas.
Who we gonna pay for Wi-Fi?
Huh?
Who we gonna pay for Wi-Fi?
I don't know. I feel like we find a way to create it.
Your own Wi-Fi.
Let me ask you a question.
How you gonna pay for the Wi-Fi without? How you gonna pay for your Wi-Fi?
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on. How you gonna pay for your Wi-Fi in Cleveland, Ohio? And the headquarters is in Patterson, New Jersey.
You figure out how to build your own towers, just like we always done. You figure out how to do it.
So instead of while we currently have the ability to,
I agree.
Wait until the lights.
But the fact that the mindset is like he's saying where it's at. We are not a people who are in the mindset of prevention. We're not thinking what if. We only react when there is something that needs to be reacted to.
But that's all people too.
That's all people.
Yeah, that's all people.
So I'm not talking from an idealistic mindset. I'm telling you what it is. We won't do it until it becomes a necessity. That's just a fact.
We've been so deep so long. I just wanted to get a little. You know what I mean?
Bro. My thing is, I don't never mind having these conversations. I know people be like, "Oh my God, it's so heavy." I'm like, "Yo, my G, I live this shit every day." I'm looking at your wall right now, and like, I think about the impact Scarface had on the hood.
You know why I put that up there? It's not seen, but
I feel like we shouldn't even idolize a nigga like Scarface.
Yeah, he pretty much brown-faced.
I concur.
Do you know who should be up there? Fred fucking Hampton.
Malcolm.
Or Malcolm.
Yeah. In addition
Fred
to
fucking Hampton.
In addition
but that's
to,
not
right,
being seen.
We're talking about building shit.
We should have never wanted to be like Michael Jordan, bro.
I don't see nobody. I couldn't tell you for years what Benjamin Banneker looked like if you just shown me a picture.
I feel you. That's
you know
a problem.
So we're talking about building structures that we don't even know who our engineers are. We don't know who our scientists are.
But we also, if we found it, we don't even care to know. We don't care to know. Just like white people don't care to know about us and certain shit.
Let me change this dynamic and let me ask you a question from a different standpoint, right? How many of your friends share your page, your comedy page? Because you were funny as fuck. You don't have to answer that if you choose to.
No.
How many of your personal people that known you for
my closest friends share? People who I would expect to share it more,
like the ones that ride with.
Yeah, but the people I would expect more people to share it just because. I'll be real with you. I appreciate you for saying I'm funny, right? And I feel like I'll watch people who I know who know me personally. I watch them like other people's comedy skits. I watch them share other people's comedy skits.
Watch them wish niggas happy birthday.
But I also, no, he's not. No, because he's not wrong. But I also understand what that stems from too, dog. Like people can't look at your success without looking at their failures when they're close enough to you. And because they look at you and they be like, we went to the same school. Fucking Sugar Free had the greatest quote I heard in the fucking minute, bro. Yeah. Sugar Free literally said, motherfuckers had the same 24 hours as Michael Jackson and chose to be nobody.
To be fair, Michael Jackson was beat to Michael Jackson.
True, but that's what he needed to be great.
And then after he was beat,
pause, my nigga, come on.
Everybody want to be a victim.
I'm gonna be real with you though.
Everybody want to be a victim.
Let's ask this question.
How many niggas got beat like him? And
I got beat, and I didn't get beat to greatness.
Let me ask you this question though. If Michael didn't get beat the way he got beat,
he wouldn't have been Michael Jackson.
And would we been able?
He'd have been a regular kid playing and not
Mike
singing.
Was still like doing
Mike wouldn't have been working on his dance moves and his vocals. He'd have been outside playing ball and being a dumb kid getting in trouble. And he grew up in Gary, Indiana, so he'd probably been selling drugs and he would have fucking kids. You know, wow. Joe Jackson beat that nigga into being a fucking the greatest art. I wish my dad would have beat me like that.
Didn't he become a Crip at some point?
Huh? He probably did. He was a real nigga and he was fucking hella bitches.
Yo. So my point is, we would have been able to survive though if the world never experienced Michael Jackson. Yes?
I don't know.
No.
He did bring a lot of shit together.
It's so like weird because like it's like this is what I'm saying.
Damn.
Michael Jackson shouldn't even have been an icon to us, yo. It should have been Grady from Alabama who saved our fucking community and put it on his back. So it's like it's such a weird dynamic because like you can't even imagine a world without Michael Jackson. And it's like it wouldn't have been
a world
better or worse with or without the nigga, you feel me? But or would it been? Because like there's a lot of niggas who listen to Mike's music and didn't kill themselves. You feel me? It's like weird. It's like it's like the weirdest dynamic. Because like in rationality, of course you don't need a Michael Jackson. But is that true?
But him getting beat to be Michael Jackson, that's what I'm like, my nigga.
Everybody's story's different, dog.
That's true.
I'm telling you.
A lot of let's be real though, a lot of the entertainers that preceded our generation, sucked. Bro, like their lives were fucking horrible.
It was wild, bro. Yeah. Pain is art. Now that's why, why we listen, because think about it, why do we listen to their stories? Because they're way more extreme than the lives we grew up with.
And you want to vicariously live through them?
No, you're not vicariously. You're like, your life was like this nigga, damn.
Right, now it'd be different if niggas was using that for a reference point. Like, nah, we not gonna operate in that space. Mm-hmm. But niggas, like, doubling back to Richard Pryor, right? Like, it's fuzzy about, like, how great now, comedically, he is talented as fuck. Yeah.
Then to know about, I can't look up to you.
Yeah. Then to know about the reason why
you can't bow to a man,
have kids and shit like that. Like we can't talk about. We can't talk about.
I don't know if that's why she didn't have a kid, but she was they was definitely having coke on the dick sex.
Right. So my point about that.
You're also talking about a man that was raised in a brothel. Like he had a different.
That is a fair assessment.
He got molested. He saw his mom get fucked.
Right.
Watching your mom get fucked.
Your uncle was a pimp.
Bro,
like, it's different. Your father was pimp or some shit.
I'm not putting the blame on Beloved. But what I'm saying is, how often have you been in spaces where responsible sex has been the topic of conversation amongst our people?
No. Oh no,
I agree. Not been a seminar.
No. I agree.
So it's what
I was taught to get as much pussy as I can, and niggas say use condoms, but I ain't
my G. And I'm talking as somebody who was outside wilding out, who is by the grace 100%. Of God, I dodged. I don't even know how.
I tell people that all the time. I've never been burned in my life. You know what I mean?
The worst I ever had was crabs.
Never even got that.
That was the worst shit ever.
Never even had that.
Like, and they're just like, oh, it's just, and I'm just like, oh, just
never even had that. Like, I don't know how, because when I tell you, I've had a lot of sex with a lot of bitches you would deem as unclean hoes.
It was God, bro.
It was all God. That's how I'm not supposed to be. That's why I don't step out on my lady now.
So again, how many we have
it's hard because pussy is. I love bitches.
Do we not have a responsibility, bro?
I heard. Wait. We're not to cut you off. I heard this. The comedy field, like they like niggas be giving women to you.
Yeah, nah.
Oh, trying to give women to
nah,
you.
It definitely comes with that. I think I think now, because of where the world is at now, I think you'd be stupid because like these women aren't trying to fuck you. They looking at you as, I'm going to leverage this later when he's big enough for me to take advantage of it. So if you're not thinking in the future about you got to have big picture mindset when you on the road.
I agree with that.
Are you gonna risk it for
you focus on
for a fleeting, flowing feeling, right? Because it's not about your relationship. She's going to use it against your reputation later down the line. That's just what the world we live in now.
Funny broke niggas from the hood that's not even on the road like get a lot of pussy thrown at them. Like so, like, and this is again, bro.
Could be a time thing. Doesn't have to wear.
We could, bro. I've always been told if you can make them laugh.
Listen, that's why I tell the reason why it don't affect me is because I've been getting pussy. I was getting pussy when I had no money. You feel me? I still don't got no money now, nigga. Don't get it twisted. Being a traveling comic, if you're not the headliner, you are, nigga. If you break even, God bless. Mm-hmm. Right? This is all about creating an idea of exposure, so I don't have to keep breaking even. I'm going to create a point now where I can go out and really get real money to do my craft. Mm-hmm. But bringing back to the women, you don't need bread as a funny nigga to get pussy. The problem with these niggas, the reason why they go through that is because most of them didn't get pussy before the stage.
Let me ask you a question though. Talking about your comedy career, how often have you run into like the obstacle of being employed, even or being booked, and has that like translated to you being booked at like black club owners, or have you experienced black club owners or people even being interested in booking you versus you experiencing being employed in spaces owned by other cultures?
Most of the people who rock with me are non-black club owners. But that doesn't have to do with the club owners, more so black comics. So you get a lot of your work from comics, right? I've gotten hated on by a lot of comics because I figured this shit out a lot faster than a lot of comics have. Okay. And I'm one of those comics who can kill in either space. I can kill in all black spaces. I love doing all black spaces. They love me. But I'll go anywhere in the country. I'll kill with any demographic, right? I've been kind of alienated from black spaces because black spaces become a caricature of what you're supposed to have in terms of black comedy. Black comedy is the only space they make you choose. You're either going to do black comedy or you're going to do mainstream comedy. I hate when they call it mainstream comedy because it's just white comedy, right? Everything black culture is mainstream. You feel me? But black people, what we've done is we've become a people where we've made it so that there's a certain way to be black in comedy spaces. There's no such thing as black comedy. There are black people who do comedy. So every time a black person goes on stage and does comedy, that's black comedy.
Who do you think you get out, since we're doing the dynamic, who do you think you get bigger responses or things from as you're traveling? What do you see?
Black rooms are the most fun rooms in the world. Period.
Is it because they're more comfortable with familiar faces, or
no? It's like
an inside.
It's our energy, bro. We just the shit. Yeah. Like if they really fuck with you, it's mad fun.
So it's easier to build rapport faster.
They're hard. They're the hardest. Harder. They're the hardest room in the world. They're the hardest room in the world. They're hard. They create. It's relative though, because there are great rooms, there are bad rooms, right? But there are certain things that you can do that play into stereotypes in white rooms that allow you to be able to navigate and traverse those bad rooms better than in black rooms. Black people will literally turn on you in a room, and it's because of the way they turn on you. It's more vocal. They'll
direct.
They'll talk like white. If a white room doesn't fuck with you,
they'll just talk about you on Reddit.
Yes, you're gonna get they won't laugh, and then they're gonna go and write the review.
It's Twitter fingers.
But black rooms, you're gonna know. But with that being said, when you rock black rooms, and they love the type of stuff I do, right? Because it's different. The issue isn't black rooms or black people. It's black comics who don't want to challenge themselves to venture outside of certain perspectives and ideas in those rooms. and there's a lot of pushback against black comics who do want to do that. So niggas say, "Oh, you do comedy for white people." No, I do comedy for everybody.
Okay.
If I come to your room and they don't laugh, cool. But once I go into your room and I'm killing your room, don't try to alienate me because it sounds different than everything else you put up there.
Okay. So you don't necessarily experience the obstacle of competition amongst blacks. It's more so envy because of your work ethic.
Yeah, no. The competition of black comics is disgusting because, like I said, we want to get into white spaces. There's only but so many spaces available to black comics in those spaces. That's just a fact.
Well, I know there's a competition.
How many are there? Do you know?
If you like me, you got to get brought in by a white dude because I'm a heterosexual nigga who speaks his mind. Mm-hmm. I don't do what I'm not the character.
You don't do. Hey, you know how many bitches I got last night?
Yeah. And these are at black-owned spaces.
No, these are white spaces.
So I'm
in a black space now, right? The problem with black spaces, there's only one. There's only one black-owned club. There's black-owned shows. There's black shows, but then comic-run shows become competition, right? People don't understand. Like people's like, yo, I was like, New York City. Most of my shows I get put on are white shows.
Yeah,
black people do not. Black comics don't fuck with me like that. Harlem don't fuck with me like that. And I murder in Harlem, but that's because of the comics. Right? I ain't gonna say them niggas' names, right? But there are black comics in Harlem who I've never had. I know there's a comic who had an issue with me for over a year, based upon something I didn't even know was a problem. But it's the competition is you're getting accepted in the spaces I want, and you're not understanding. I only went to those spaces because y'all alienated me here.
That's the same shit you said.
If I ever look off. It's not that I'm not.
No.
I can hear you better sometimes.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. No, you're
good. I made sure to make eye contact with you, but then I
No, you're good. You're good. I just know that's who I am. I'm just real big on it.
No doubt.
No, you're good. But that's what it is. Like, I only went to white spaces because anybody who know me, when I first started, I was only booking black comics and I was only trying to rock in black rooms. Right? Only.
You wasn't that familiar with the other rooms? Yet?
No, I just only wanted to fuck with us.
Okay, got it.
That's just who I am. I've always been that. Right? But I also love this shit. So it was just the white rooms and white comics were embracing me because white people are racist, yes. The white people who aren't racist, right, are delusional. But can be delusional. No, real shit.
No, this is real shit.
They can be delusional.
I'm just laughing. I ain't say you were right or wrong, bro.
They're delusional in a way that can be positive for you. So there are white people who literally look at the world and go, there's no differences with us. And they only view me as a comic, right? They understand the differences in race when it comes to their craft. But when it comes to being a comic, they say all comics look the same. No matter what race you are as a comic, you're a comic. So those white comics are the reason I get opportunities because they don't look at me as the black guy. I become a comic.
Right.
All right.
Those are the delusional ones?
Huh? No, because it is. No, he's not wrong. No, but it's a great delusion to have.
That's why I say I don't trust. I always say like
it can be a negative because they'll feel like you not getting an opportunity because you're a comic,
race, and not because you're a black comic. But race is funny to me because now calling a white person a racist is like their N-word. They can't handle it. Like
the truth.
Yeah, they can't handle it.
I don't give a fuck what you can't handle. If it's the truth, it's the truth.
I'm not saying you were. I was going to ask you a question, but go ahead.
Like
the truth is the truth.
And I always say, it is always going to be a white person that's racist because this whole thing is built on it. And even if you don't know, you're still being born into some kind of privilege where you can't. That's why I said they don't have to understand. They understand us when it's something they're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
You doing comedy? Oh shit, Andremyriecomedy.
It's not wrong.
Oh, you remind me of what you've gotten, right?
You're not wrong.
So that's where it's I could connect with it, right? Mm-hmm. But outside of that, if you just walking on the street,
there's comics you friends with. We would never be friends outside of comedy.
Let me ask you a question about racism, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You think that today's generation is just inherently racist, even though like their parents might have had certain views or their grandparents might, or is movies and television and shit like that playing more so a role in their idea and what
because they didn't really like this generation. If they didn't really have to, they wouldn't have to go through shit. Because like these kids actually view each other as equal, low key, right? If you've actually seen how they treat each other,
right?
But like the idea of race or what it is, like white kids love niggas because they love nigga culture, right? So the whole idea of appropriating my culture when it comes to these kids is crazy, because like these niggas are all growing up listening to the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're all growing up watching the same shit.
They're singing the song,
right? So if you have a parent who tries to push those ideas, more times than not, these kids is telling their kids. That's why a lot of these white kids will be talking to their parents. You're not going to tell me I can't talk to Khadijah. I love fucking Khadijah.
Right. And that's usually where my apprehension came from when I was younger. Like, it was the integration. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there was some.
No, our generation of white kids is racist because it was still too close to that time, and they listened to their parents. This generation of kids don't listen to their parents. That generation of kids, you idolize, because that generation more so than just come from a 2-parent household. White kids more than ever now don't come from 2-parent households the same way, even if they still have a high percentage.
I agree,
but they don't the same way.
So
now it's like, nah, like you can't tell me that NBA YoungBoy look like my best friend Jamal. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so how you gonna tell me I can't like Jamal, but you're gonna get me tickets to go watch NBA YoungBoy?
That's right.
That makes no sense to them. So they have that.
But that's what the generations have always done.
Yeah.
Like what was it? Hulk Hogan? You're not gonna be fucking no black guy. You better be a millionaire or a celebrity.
But that's but again, she probably rebelled from that.
So a counter question to that, right? Because I don't hate white people.
Me either.
I do know that history has shown.
I hate ugly white people.
They've done some weird.
You said that.
No, I really don't. It's ugly white people ugly white people who are successful. And if us as black people, white people, Asians, gay, straight, if we go all band together and stop ugly, successful white people, that's the key to our freedom. Right? Because if you look at the top, it's all ugly white people who have billions because they were driven. They pussy growing up.
That part.
People hated them. They got bullied. So now they are trying to amass everything and make everybody feel like they felt.
White people and
the
majority.
Good-looking white people, bro. More times than not, they be like trainers, and trainers don't have no money.
And they want to be around other good.
And they want to be around other good-looking people. So I'm trying to tell you, ugly white people want to be around other ugly white people because they're the only people that understand them. But they have money and infrastructure, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
That's such a fair assessment.
Tell how he's so serious. How his eyes,
bro, it's some real shit.
Yeah, ugly white people, bro.
So the reason why I'm agreeing with him so much is that I saw a video on X and was like, literally, look at all of the motherfuckers that we looked to
ugly
for advice or ran the shit.
Ugly as
like
shit.
They literally looked like they were bullied growing up, bro. And they developed the
Bill
complex.
Gates is an ugly
like,
nigga.
Fuck it.
Warren Buffett,
best example.
Ugly.
You ever
Elon
seen
Musk,
Robinsons?
Ugly.
You seen how the little dude was playing baseball and he turned into bowler hat
Steve
guy?
Jobs, ugly.
Tom was alright.
Ugly.
Yo, bro.
Fucking yeah. Zuckerberg, ugly.
Yeah.
They're all ugly, bro. Bezos, ugly.
And while these men have created a lot, number one, a lot of them have stolen ideas.
Yeah, from niggas.
Two, not just from niggas, but they've taken ideas and shit from
everything
the poor.
Was stolen from niggas.
They've taken advantage of the poor. Belief. The funny shit is about this hat. One of like number one rules is that you don't take unfair advantage of nobody, bro.
Mm-hmm.
When I read this shit,
bro,
this is like Cowboy Creed, bro.
There is a particular group of white people that use that exact same principle. I'm not gonna say they are.
And still a racist as fuck, which is crazy.
I'm not gonna say they are, but they created that idea through banking by taking advantage of people to be able to establish a certain level of wealth, right? Right? And that's why no.
It's not just them. It's not just them. The Asians are now in the position that
they got it. They had to get it from somebody.
They lit. H Mart has some of the freshest produce in the country.
H Mart is pretty fire. Yeah.
Look,
H Mart.
Asians got their own personal banking system.
They got a bunch of them
in Asian neighborhoods. That's why we don't see.
No. They got them in Paramus.
Sir,
Asian. Yeah, my bad. I did go to Paramus. Yeah. Sorry, no.
Flatly.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm doing Amazon. You're not wrong. I'm delivering a service.
No, you're not wrong.
And we're not saying
Foodie magnet. You ever been in the dessert spots in there, nigga? They got a fucking mochi nut, nigga. Pause. Right? It's a donut. It's a donut.
Okay.
Yeah, nigga.
And that's just my point, though, bro. Like anywhere that there's a prominent
Korean fried chicken,
whenever there's a prominent presence of a certain culture, they have their, whether they need European institutions or not.
Yeah.
You ever been to New York and watched the Asians go to the bank?
Oh, I haven't got that.
You don't see them, nigga. Why? Because they go to the Chinese banks, bro. They only go to the.
You don't
think
see
I'm bullshit.
Hilarious.
The next time you're in New York City,
wrong, but you don't see them as hilarious.
My G, you think I'm bullshitting. The next time
I don't ever have I ever seen an Asian like this?
I'm not just going off speculation.
No, I'm trying to like really think like they're not working there. Not at the ATM.
Not to drive through. Not walking in. That's 3 different modes of traffic that the bank generates its revenue.
I don't see Asians at Walgreens. I don't see them in a lot of places.
You don't see them at Walgreens. You don't see them at CVS. You rarely see them at Costco.
Yeah, you might see one light version of that.
Now, we talking on paper.
Yeah, H Mart and the karaoke spot.
Yo, bro.
I thought the ADL store thing was theirs at one point.
Listen, I'm working for I'm working for like this company where we're raising money for the Humane Society. Now I'm not gonna air quote it because that's what we was doing, but like we was working for like a contractor. This nigga bought the contract from the Humane Society. So we outside raising funds, bro, and we're in front of Bryant Park, and I think it's a HSBC or something that's out there. Like it's a Breitling store and all of that, like around there.
Got you.
And I'm out here like hounding people and like, hey, would you like to donate? Would you like to donate? Would you like to donate? But like across the street, I'm just watching Asians and like droves. Like it's like 3 or 4 at a time going into this bank, bro. And I'm like, I'm only seeing them going there. No white people. I'm only seeing them, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And this is no shot at the Asian community because I applaud.
Yeah,
I applaud them to a degree. I don't applaud them for.
They hate niggas, and it hurts that they hate niggas because when I tell you, I grew up on Asian culture like you wouldn't believe. Me and my dad.
That's just I
can't tell you how many kung fu movies I've watched.
Like Chinese
I watched hella kung fu movies.
Like Asian
I grew up on chicken. I grew up on fried chicken wings and pork fried rice.
That's what they call them over there, Mr. and Mrs. Chin.
Nigga, Mr. Chin. Yeah.
And that was, and this is my point, bro. For us to have such a profound, we gravitated to Asian culture because for a long time, Asians were treated like niggas in this country.
Filipinos were.
Asians, period, bro.
Yeah.
The nigga, if you had slanty eyes, nobody was taking the time to like be like.
It's just they had because they had a country that was willing to come and back.
They still have a lineage. At some point,
if the atrocities got too bad, they knew China was like, all right, you're not about to treat our people like that over.
My only criticism of the Asian community
is they hate for niggas.
Is the fact that they have profited off of not unsavory because that shit was good as hell when I did eat Chinese food. Unhealthy cuisine for decades.
Oh yeah, they don't eat the shit they serve.
No, they don't.
They haven't sent their children to school with us ever, so they can't be like, well, there was one point in time y'all just didn't like let us there. Like they don't send their children to school with us to stimulate the school. They don't pay taxes in our neighborhood to stimulate the school system.
What's that sound like?
I know. I know. And that's why they go under that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. They learned it from somewhere.
And then more importantly, like when it's time, like you ask them about school give backs and shit like that. First of all, even in the Asian beauty supply stores, they don't employ American blacks. They employ Africans.
Who we walking the kids?
Caribbean, Africa. I know what you're talking about. Get the nipple out so that your baby can suck.
But if you have a conversation with a West Indian, right? If you have a conversation about a Jamaican,
let me walk in the street with no sidewalks. Let me just walk and block traffic. Let me drive and block you and not give a fuck.
Hey, you ever seen the little Korean church in THNK? They get the same crossing guards. They live the same communities the exact same way.
And they don't bother nobody.
Everybody has been allowed to do that except for niggas.
Let's push the pause button. And that's funny that you said that. Did you vote?
No, I don't vote.
Did you vote in any local election?
No.
Okay. So the reason why Asians, just like other communities, have been in those positions is because they put some of their people in office. They backed them in office and shit like that and got legislation pushed and shit like that. So that you think it wasn't on the books to keep niggas from getting housing? Like, yes, it was on for niggas, but for the rest of people that were despised too, that shit was on the books for them as well. They just were like, hold the fuck up.
That's your question?
Yes, sir.
Who's the mayor of New York?
Eric Adams. It's deplorable.
That's a nigga.
Deplorable.
All right. Why do you think he became mayor of New York?
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you why he became mayor of New York.
I don't know. If he wasn't going to do his job because it was lucrative.
Willing, when they came to him and said, look, listen, we're going to give you this job. If you think you about to go in here and help niggas, we are going to destroy you. You understand me?
My point is this.
Asians were allowed to go in here
didn't they do that?
and do that.
Push the pause button.
Wait. You can push the pause button. Every high-level black man, the mascot.
Every time.
And then not a lot. Jay-Z ain't going to help us.
Every time, bro.
Obama ain't going to do it.
So what you're saying
every other community is allowed to build themselves except black. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
So my question is, we at no point in time possess the ability to vote who we want that would have our interest into office.
No, I'm telling you that even if that nigga goes in there, right? Okay. When he gets in there, they're going to let him know, if you try to pass this law to help niggas, right? We are going to destroy you. It happens every single time.
But if you ain't got shit to destroy, that's an idle threat, though.
What do you mean?
Unless you got some scandal behind you.
You don't make it. You don't get into them shits if you don't got some shit on you.
That's fair. That's fair assessment. Also, I will agree with that. Look, as of recent politics, period. Because somebody has asked me before,
you
why
gotta
you
do
be a
coke.
politician?
If you're not doing
literally
coke,
gotta be a liar, bro.
If you're not doing coke and fucking prostitutes on off time, nigga, you're not about to make it in that project.
Yeah, you literally have to be a liar.
You have to be a scumbag.
I want to ask you.
That's what I'm trying to say, though. Now, when you see voting for those local, they'll put an Asian in there and they'll be like, yeah, now you can build your community. You're not a threat to national security. The only unity that's ever been called a threat to national security is Negro unity.
That's fair. That's fair. Also.
No other community has ever been said if them Asians get together, they could take over. It's never been a thing. It's never been a thing.
That's fair, bro.
That is no other culture.
No other culture has ever been an issue for them niggas to get together.
They'll quote unquote have a problem with Russians, but
so my next question to both of y'all is this though. So let's say segregation is not a thing anymore. Like it's off the table and they're just like, well, the parameters.
I wish we could have segregation with it not being a mandate. I wish we would only come together. We'd only build black infrastructure. But I also think niggas have also segregation. I also think niggas have also realized if we started to do that, they would flip. They would. Whoa. Are you Jay-Z's not coming back to he's not coming back to Madison Square Garden? He's only going to the Barclays?
For a second. Let's remove every celebrity. Let's say that no celebrity got involved. No entertainer, nobody that was currently being employed by white power to the effect to where they can affect their community, but they have to do it only under their parameters, right? What would be step one for us? Like absolute tomorrow, this is the first call to action. What would that be?
Education, and we'd have to find ways to get healthcare.
Okay, education in what sense?
Because you got to find what to do with these kids. All right. First of all, you got to understand there is going to be a massive fallout. Right? There's going to be massive panic. All right. But I think you also, and then the problem is actually finding leadership, because you need leadership to actually go through those situations. Because you need somebody who's going to address your community and say, this is what's going on, but these are the initiatives that we need to get done, right? We'd have to have adequate planning that started the minute it happened. What are the things that are the biggest needs for us as a community? We start there and we build from there, right? We take care of the needs, nothing that's superficial. We take care of the needs first. We start to build infrastructure to take care of what we need. That's got to be at the forefront of how it goes. As we continue to build from there, that's when we start to create. Because, like I said, now you have to find out what skills that the people we have available to us have. Who's able to do this? Who's able to do that? And that's how we start to create community. Okay. It's way harder than it sounds, obviously. Yeah. But the idea is you assess the needs and you build. And I don't believe any of this. I'm dumb and I'm on drugs, guys. I'm probably on mushrooms. And honestly, I don't know nothing I'm talking about. I just want to try to know that I'm not a leader. I'm not about all of that. But that's what we would need to do. You feel me? Please don't. I believe we should stay segregated and hate each other, because unity is not what's going to get us done. Unity is not, no, because that's what gets niggas killed, and I want to live. So I think we need to stay separated and hate each other forever. But speaking to your actual question, that's what we would need to do.
So do you think that once we do build up, right, you think that there's not going to be a repeat of like the Move bombing or the countless examples of like the Tulsas and shit like that?
The difference is
a difference.
Is we now know that these, now if you want to come, right, war. Last time what they did, they came in, they made up some trumped up law because we had no rights, locked up all the niggas, and then came back, and then they beat the women and children and then burned that shit to the ground, right? This time, ain't no trumped up law to come up here and scoop niggas. You might try and come here and scoop niggas. Niggas willing to die about this.
Shit, we die about less?
Niggas, and now you got niggas have guns. You make sure that there is a plan. If they come, this is what we're gonna do. Everybody got to be on the same page. We die about this.
So
okay, wait.
Ain't no nigga getting locked up and we about to just walk away to try and keep the peace, because that's what did it.
If he get locked up though,
we go in and go get him.
Hold up,
war, bro.
This it's the threat of and obviously this is on mushrooms. What's it called? It is the threat of retaliation and us doing what they did to them, why they are so afraid. If you gonna tell me that you're gonna let us build community, and now we have access to the same shit, guns, you have initiatives, you have plans, just in case they try and come do it again.
Okay.
Right? Because I ain't about to be no slave again. I'll die first.
And with that,
and now you're my bad. I gotta finish.
No. That was funny.
No,
that timing was impeccable. No. He was like,
no, and you're able to ingratiate this thought process into your children. You teach your children the most important thing is, first you teach your kids how to shoot. You teach your kids that the most important thing is to protect the community, right? You teach the kids that the only thing is to build and keep our community within our community. You brainwash your kids the right way. Same way they brainwashed us the wrong way, you make sure your kids only know you protect niggas, right? On mushrooms.
On mushrooms.
On mushrooms.
And with that.
Yeah.
With that.
And wait, hold on now. Hold on now. We 3 hours in.
No way.
Yeah.
I knew that was
no way.
Yeah. I knew that was gonna. We're more on yours.
That's
so
crazy.
I'm not figure this out. But let me just, because listen. This is not the episode I planned. But it was a great episode nonetheless. And we were talking about some real shit. They were talking about some real shit. I was quiet. Nigga, I tried to get in what I could fit in at this point. No, did it. So, I just wanted, before we end everything, right? You said you wanted to get some stuff off your chest. You were the guest, sir. I want you to, if there's anything that we didn't talk about, the Canada, anything.
I honestly loved how this episode went, man, just because like I'm in that zone. Like I love being funny, but like I'm 36. I'm a 36-year-old black man. Like I really care about what's going on with our people, bro. I think a lot of comics now are just out here just it's buffoonery, and I don't care how many people you fuck. I don't care how much dating you could do. Like the comics we looked at as being great were philosophers, bro. And they were funny while doing it. So all y'all trying to get to the money, like stop conforming to what you're like. We're great. So
that's true.
I'm happy with how this episode went.
Appreciate it too.
This tour is I'm really happy about this tour. But what I'm even more happy about, Jersey been asking me to come out.
I seen this.
Right? And it's been a nice reception on me posting it. So, right, I'm going to give y'all the date right now. It's May 17th.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the venue. It's the Oakley in Nutley.
Nutley?
Oh,
right?
Okay.
All right.
That's not too far from me.
Not at all.
I put with Nutley, New
Jersey.
Right?
Yeah, that's right by Belleville.
Jersey, May 17th. The link going to be out Monday.
Okay.
Flyer going to be done Monday. Link going to be up Monday. It's me. Every time I normally do a show, I normally bring a whole bunch of comics from the city. Because I always try to think this is what I'm rocking with. Y'all getting an hour of me. I got a host, an opener, and I'm going to give y'all an hour.
That's dope.
You feel me?
And as a person that always supports, but I've never gotten a chance to get to
this the one you coming to.
I'm coming to this show.
Yeah, it's the one you coming to, bro.
Gonna come out there.
So I'm really excited about that. Shout out to Che Darina, man. A real one. Thank you for taking me on tour. That was great, man, because that opportunity came at a time when they was really trying to push me out of the city.
Yeah, you've always talked about how your issues would come up in comedy, how they were hating on you and all this stuff.
I appreciate him. I appreciate the opportunity. It's leading me to opportunities to be able to rock on my own in these towns. So shout out to Ohio. Ohio's fine. I'm going back out there to headline in Dayton. Got a show on in June. So it's my first headlining gig. Port Comedy in Baltimore is supposed to have me come back at headline. Answer the phone. Right? But I'm excited to come out here in Jersey. I think the buzz, because I think people are starting to see it like
people that you know.
I'm starting to tour now, and I think so they want to see like how is he able to tour. So I just want to
you know what's funny, not to cut you off, but you know how like you're doing it, and of course it's a grind, and comedy's different. Like even saying hip hop, depending on what you get in, it could be similar at certain points, but you're really grinding when you traveling, you're moving around, trying to get your footing as a comic, and you know. We from Bergen County, and Bergen County don't move unless they see something move.
Yeah. So I'm cool with that. So I think I'm expecting a real great turnout for that show the 17th, man. Like I said, I'm giving y'all an hour. If you've seen me before, there's gonna be a couple things you've seen before, but I got a lot of new material.
Got you. Are you still cool with some of the comedians you were working
hell yeah,
with?
I got some dope friends in comedy. You know what I mean? From an arrogant standpoint, they're high level. If I call you a friend in comedy, you high level.
Still sharp and still, man. You got what I mean?
If you're not that funny, I don't feel the need to be friends with you, and I'm cool with that. We wouldn't have been friends outside of comedy anyway. And most of y'all be phony if you're not that funny anyway, because you too worried about how you sound. So.
I did want to go over some shit. So because I have the little time, I'm just going to throw it off. Huh?
Watch your laptop.
I got it. Thank you, sir. Jessica Mess thing was a big ordeal, but I kind of snuck some things in there about that. As a comedian, do you have a point on how she addressed everything or no? Or you don't care? You can be straight up.
From a standpoint of I've been more focused on other things, but I did catch that out.
And I want your thoughts as a comedian too.
Stay off that Instagram live when you're in your
I said that for every celebrity. I think
every celebrity. Even when you write, you wrong, bro.
I ain't even go on IG Live in my personal space, bro.
I don't think IG Live is cool, just not when you're in your feelings. Don't be on that.
Most times I reside in that space, and I'm not going live.
Not when you're in your feelings, because like I said, even when you write, you wrong.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Well, Gary Owens.
I'm good on talk.
Yeah. And we actually talked about some shit. Did you have any thoughts about Tracy Morgan? He's fine. That whole thing.
Nigga, he had comic. He was probably drunk.
They said that
it was food poisoning. It's not.
Either or. Like,
niggas throw up, bro.
Niggas
like,
throw up. Stop worshiping celebrities, nigga. These are regular niggas, bro.
That part. Bro, Tracy Morgan will literally tell you, nigga, I'm a regular nigga.
These are regular niggas, bro. They're gonna be like 8 niggas who threw up at the game, so we like Tracy Morgan. Shut up.
Okay.
Oh my God, bro.
Off of this, well, it's kind of celebrities. Real quick. There's a lot of RICOs happening. A lot of known people getting arrested for shit.
Yeah.
So don't do shit.
Niggas stop doing illegal shit around niggas. Niggas is telling. Niggas are telling. Everybody is telling. Stop doing illegal shit. This is not the time.
Yo, bro.
Niggas is telling. That's where we at now, son. If you do illegal shit, a nigga's going to get approached by the police and he's going to tell on you.
Listen, I don't expect nobody to take nothing that I say as gospel. I don't expect you to take that shit as 100% fact. But one thing you could take to the bank and cash that shit 2 times is that the streets are done. They've been done for a while, but evidence has shown us as of recent that the streets are cooked, bro. Like,
how you going to jail for ordering a hit? That's not supposed to happen. You ordered the hit.
Well, that's where the whole RICO thing.
I understand. You ordered the hit, but you know why that happened? Because hitmen aren't doing what you're supposed to do.
They aren't hitmen.
They're telling.
Yo,
they are
have
fucking
you seen
telling,
some of the niggas that's been hired to
yeah.
Rest in peace, Nipsey, bro. But have you seen what Eric Holder
was gonna
like,
tell, bro?
Like,
what are we doing?
Yo, bro, and I'm not gonna rehash this shit.
And the reason why I say we gotta stop doing it is because we getting commissioned by a high level of white people who are doing just as much legal shit.
Yes,
but they don't tell us.
Some niggas is getting commissioned by themselves, bro.
Huh?
I've witnessed in real time some big dogs that did not have to profit off of European mindset or thought processes. You know what I'm saying? But I've literally watched niggas prey on our youth or prey on our women and show other people how to prey on our children and our women, bro. Like, you can't blame nobody else for that. But like I said, I'm not gonna. We'll be here for another 3 hours, nigga. Like,
so with that being said, I'm not gonna go through nothing else because
nigga, we gonna be here for another 3 hours.
I just wanted to get a little whatchamacallit.
Anything else? Yeah, I one more. You good?
No, you want any more bait?
No, we get
anything about your shit is more important than what's going on here because it's all tomfoolery shit.
Yeah. Just now, show May 17th. Book y'all out. Yeah. Mark them calendars, bro. It's gonna be a good time.
Got you.
I got an hour.
Jersey, come out. No bullshit.
I'm gonna interact with y'all. Yeah, we got some fun, bro.
Yo,
I got something. Give y'all an hour for real.
Yo, good hour too.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
My man, Mr. Hughes, right here. You think podcast? What else you got going on? Tell the folks.
Honestly, bro, that's been the only thing that I've been focused on, even though I got other shit that I'm working on. That seems to have been the thing that has been like gaining the most traction. And I've been affecting people since I've started that. Like, I've inspired young people that I wouldn't even expect to like relate to will start doing shit. So like now I'm like, yo, how can I make this better?
He started one before me, but you had the porch thing, right?
So it started as Front Porch Vibes.
Got you.
Where I wanted to create the space to where we effectively sit on the porch, or that same vibe of when like cousins used to come by in the summertime and we used to sit and chop it up and have conversation about like 9,000 different subjects. But before we knew it, the sun is coming up and niggas had to go home. Yeah. But we was all in a safe space and we was able to share that. We might have clowned each other, but we still came back to being able to share the idea. But then the Beloveds, what is it, Front Porch Freestyles?
Oh yeah, they have that where they come.
I found out that they got they shit and they had more traction. And I was like, yo, bro, like, I would be a fool to try to start that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let them have their vibe, like, especially because they're successful at it. I met you.
You came to the pod. Bumpy.
I quote
Bumpy. Shane. I know. Bane, Shane. I got it.
Bumpy.
You know. Bump. So he put me on. No, did he told me about him, and I had him come, and I was like, "You look familiar, probably see him around the town." And we had another 3-hour episode, and it was just I'm still putting clips out from this shit.
Yeah, you thought.
I came talking to you about clothes, bro. You inspired me to take my gift or whatever it is that God gave me and use that shit, bro, before God took it from me. You know what I mean? And this has transformed into a space, like I said, where men's wellness is the focus. I don't claim to be no guru, but you know what I'm saying? I know I was fucked up for a long time. I know how therapy helped me. I know how apprehensive black men are to go to therapy.
I did therapy
and I feel like for those that knew me from when I was in the street to those that know me now where I'm trying to make corporate moves, it's easier for me to get you to the idea of therapy. Whether or not you go there, I don't care. But nigga, we all need healing. And the only way that them pillars that we talking about establishing is going to be established even with that desperation facing us is if mental wellness is a focus, bro, because we are fucked up right now. We got fucked up people who had babies who are raising them in fucked up circumstances right now, who are now getting pregnant too. Not putting it out there, but I know a young lady who is 14 right now. Her second child, bro.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, what?
Yeah, nigga. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's different.
But we'll talk about that on part 2.
Bro.
So basically, stuff like that
man.
in the You Think podcast,
for sure.
YouTube, anywhere else,
Spotify, anywhere that I figure out how to get a podcast or a video posted. I'm gonna try my best to be in your face as much as possible. People told me I like to talk a lot, so I'm gonna try and make some money off it.
There you go. There you go.
All love, bro.
And with that being said, because there was a lot said here, and shout out to my cousin that left earlier, you know what I mean?
For sure.
The Passion King over there.
His presence still here. What you mean?
You know what I mean? We had a great episode. You know what I mean? I want to thank my guests for coming through, Andre. I want to thank Mr. Hughes for coming and co-hosting with me and pretty much letting me take a little breather.
For sure. Anytime.
Should I give my heart to the people?
I didn't have a problem with that. I ain't have a problem with that. You have a problem with that? Okay, you could give your heart to
give the heart to the people. Thank you.
There you go.
I appreciate it.
Look, I'm gonna be politically correct and be like, I ain't gonna give you the. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna do that.
Another episode of
trying to get sponsored.
That's true. Another episode of the Unstoppable Almighty AWP Attention Horse podcast. Thank you guys. Thank you all my supporters, all the people that don't support, because you're the reason why I'm doing this shit. Peace.
Peace. That was fire, bro.